Good afternoon, one and all. We are starting the fourth session. I request all the participants to put your cell phones on silent mode. Session 4, Modern Sanskrit Dramas and Allegorical Plays, under Srimati Sundarambal Endowment and Dr. S. Jayashri Memorial Endowment. The chairperson of this session is Dr. T.V. Vasudeva sir, Deputy Director at the Kuppaswamy Shastri Research Institute and also the Vice President of the Madras Sanskrit Academy. Sanskrit Academy Madras. I request the Secretary of KSRA, Dr. Sita Sundaram ma'am, to honor the chairperson. May I request Dr. K. Vidyuta, Assistant Professor at the Kuppaswamy Shastri Research Institute, to introduce the endowments and the chairperson of the session.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It is a great honor to introduce to you the chairperson of this session, Dr. T.V. Vasudeva sir. He is the Deputy Director of the KSRA and who has more than 3 decades of research experience. He has specialized in the field of Dharma Shastra for his PhD. He hails from a family of Vedic scholars. He has done Rigveda Adhyayana under his father. He has a passion for Vedic studies, Dharma Shastras and Advaita Vedanta. He has been conducting classes for research scholars both from India and abroad. He has guided about 20 postgraduate research scholars for MPhil and PhD. He has jointly published more than 50 books like Darshanopanishad, Tatvanusandhana, Shivaswarodaya and Manasoullas Stuti. He has also published many research articles in leading Indological journals. He has reviewed more than 70 books and articles for the Journal of Oriental Research and other leading journals on philosophy, Sanskrit literature, religion, etc. He has been conferred with many titles like Sahitya Visharada, Dharma Shastra Praveena and Dharma Shastra Varidhi. He is a member of editorial committee for all the books published by the Kuppaswamy Shastri Research Institute from 1985. He has participated and presented many research papers in international and national seminars and conferences. He has chaired sessions in national and international seminars, lectured on Vedic religion and literature at the universities of Torino and Milan, and has conducted classes on Vedic literature at the Gitananda Ashrama in Italy in 2016. He has prepared question papers and officiated as external examiner for Bharatidasan University, Tiruchinapalli. He has prepared study materials for the Shastra University, Tanjavur. He is a member of the doctoral committee, University of Madras, and supervisor for the Institute of Tamil Studies, Government of Tamil Nadu, in the translation of Tirukkural to Marathi. He is presently doing a project, an IKS project sponsored by the Central Sanskrit University, along with Dr. Kameshwari ma'am on Chanakya Tika, a rare commentary on Arthashastra. Also, he is doing a Ashtadashi project on a rare manuscript on rare manuscripts on Ayurveda. This session will be done under 2 endowments. Dr. Sundarambal Endowment. This endowment has been instituted by the family members of T.V. Vishwanatha Iyer, who was a leading advocate at the Madras High Court. The other endowment is Dr. Jayashri Endowment. Dr. Jayashri was a brilliant Sanskrit scholar and was working as the librarian at the KSRA. She has written many articles and published books. Her MPhil thesis titled Niti Dvishashtika of Sundara Pandya, which was done under Dr. K.K. Raja and was subsequently published by the Adyar Library Research Center. Her PhD was on Kusha Kumudvati, which is an Artika. She made a critical study on that. Her book, she worked on a project on eclipses in Hindu life and thought, and later it was published by the KSRA. And it was well received by the scholars. She was deeply interested in probing into rare topics like volcanoes, earthquakes, etc., and which have been culled from the Sanskrit literature. Unfortunately, she passed away, and this due to cancer in 2000. In her memory, her husband has instituted this endowment. I now ask Vasudeva sir to chair the session. Thank you.
Namasabhai. As Dr. Umabadi has done, so we will first invite the papers presenters first. We will listen to them, and then whatever the comments that are to be added, if there is any, that will be added after the completion of the first respective papers, or I'll have my own views in the end. So first we'll call upon the first participant, Mrs. Soumya. So transcomposed version in Sanskrit as Hemalekam. Kindly restrict your paper within 15 minutes. And that can be extended to 20 minutes also, as we usually do.
Thank you, sir. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namasarvebhyaha. At the outset, I would like to thank the Sanskrit Academy and KSRI Institute for giving me the opportunity to present my paper here. I have just tried, made an attempt to study a translated version. The topic is Dinarka Rajakumara Hemalekam. It's a Sanskrit translation of the most popular Shakespearean tragedy, Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. It is authored by Professor Sukhmai Mukherjee, Department of Sanskrit in University of Calcutta in the year 1971. The present work closely follows the edited copy of Hamlet by A.V. Verity, Cambridge University Press in the year 1950. This research paper attempts to analyze the contents of Shakespearean play through a Sanskrit lens. The author Sukhmai Mukherjee has attempted in all the possible way to render this translation in free and literally in some places without sacrificing the spirit of the language in which it is originally rendered. And about the author, right from the childhood, the author had immense interest in Sanskrit literature, especially attracted towards the immortal poetry of Kalidasa. His passion for this language, as well as the challenge from his teacher, Dr. S.K. Chatterjee, who is a professor in humanities, instigated him to author this work. So he said once, you have written many poems in Sanskrit and you write very good Sanskrit, but I wonder to what use they will become if you can translate Hamlet into Sanskrit, then I shall know you can really write Sanskrit. So these are the words which made the author to try his hands in translating Hamlet. Hence, he determined to commence the work and make it as his personal contribution for Shakespeare centenary celebrations. And this work he completed in 2 years of time, but took about 5 years to get published. Some of the key aspects of translation are: translating a text in any language not only demands linguistic accuracy, but also cultural and contextual appropriateness. So translators need to choose between translating something directly or adapting to make it make sense for the target audience, especially if the original might cause offense or confusion in any other culture. So translators need expertise or knowledge in a specialized field to ensure terms are translated correctly. The tone of the original, whether it's formal, informal, or humorous, serious, etc., should be preserved. A good translation does not just translate words, it also mirrors the emotional or stylistic essence of the text. This translated play is only a close and sincere rendering of the original dramatic piece and not in the proper dramatic form of the Sanskrit literature. And some of the Sanskrit translations that are available of Shakespeare plays are Comedy of Errors, named as Bhranti Vilasa by Sri Saila Dikshita in the year 1877, and As You Like It, Ethate Rochate in 1969 by Ananta Tripathi Sharma, Midsummer Night's Dream, Vasantika Swapnam in the year 1892 by R. Krishnamacharya, Venus the Menace, Venisha Sarthavahaha in the year 1969 by Ananta Tripathi Sharma, and Romeo and Juliet in the year 1978, but I could not trace the author, but I have got this reference hence I have mentioned here. And even The Tempest, I heard from Sir, Vasudeva Sir, Jhanjavataha, the name, it has been rendered translation. In the Hamlet by Sukhabai Mukherjee, in the name, Dinarka Rajakumara Hemalekam. Hamlet, the ghost, this is I'm just trying to give a short, what I have chosen alone I have given, I'm not giving you full story of Hamlet because everyone might know this. So the ghost of king of Denmark tells Hamlet to revenge for his death by his own brother Claudius for the sake of throne and also for marrying his wife within a very short time. So by these unexpected incidents, Hamlet starts overthinking and turns mad. Hamlet's inner struggle doesn't allow him to take any strong decision in any matter, especially like how to revenge the king or whether to revenge the king or to escape from the struggle by committing suicide. Like this, he sunk into a dilemma between his existence and non-existence, his action and inaction, etc., thus leading to the procrastination and losing of the members of the royal family and finally himself. So Hamlet has been characterized in this play as a reflective and thoughtful young man who is often indecisive and hesitant, but at other times prone to rash and impulsive acts. The important characters of the play are here. The author has tried to render the names of the characters that sound similar and has a meaning in Sanskrit rather than to provide a literal transliteration. Hence, he named it as Hamlet as Hemalekha, Claudius as Klesadasa, Polonius as Purunyasa, etc. The differences. Definitely the work from two different cultural backgrounds cannot be identical in structure or as well as in the application of the dramatical rules and elements. Moreover, it is to be understood that the author has the author has tried to adapt the original version in the form and its content and hence does not follow the rules pertaining to a Sanskrit drama. What are those are this Anka Vibhaga. We have only Anka Vibhaga as division of Ankas, whereas in English it is divided into acts as well as into scenes in them. And there is prologue, Bharatavakyam and Prastavana here in Sanskrit drama. There is no absence of prologue or epilogue in English play. Prakrita Prayoga, the major characters, the minor and the female characters often use Prakritam here and there is nothing, that concept is absent there. Usually it will be, most of the dramas it will be a Mangalaramba, whereas this Hamlet, especially this particular text with a scary introduction. And Atmagatam, we say Atmagatam is what he wants to say to himself but let others not listen. But here it's a soliloquy form of it where the lot of the, especially in Hamlet, you can find lot of this particular type of prose and poetry used. And some very notable verses that I took here are the author is successful in matching the words along with its, There are places where the author was successful in matching the words along with its sense implied in the original version, and in some places he has adapted the essence than the use of literal words. Here in the form of the style of Niti Shloka and using Anushtup and Trishtup, he has rendered very beautiful verses. Manasa Chintitam Vastu Vachasana Prakashayehe Sahasa Chintitam Chaiva Karmanana Samacharehe, which is we have already have a Niti Shloka, Manasa Chintitam Karyam Vachasana Prakashayet, Mantra Rakshana Ghuratma Karya Siddhim Prakashayet. Like that, even for the Prayena Cha Lokesmin Vesheneva Vignayate Purushaha Visheshat Pramshudeshe Tatra Yatnam Dadati Abhijanaha. So this comes as some 5 lines here in the original text of Shakespeare, but he has beautifully condensed the content into Trishtup meter. So Abhigamyascha Sarvesham Sarvalokeshu Sarvada Anadrishyascha Taireva Bhadehe Tam Kulanandana. So all this he has condensed the content and brought in the Sanskrit way of rendering it. And we can find even something which is similar. How it is done is when there is Polonius is the Lord Chamberlain, or we can call is the minister of this Claudius, where he recites this verse, double blessing is a double grace, occasion smiles upon a second lip. So, Ashisho Dviguni Bhuta, Dviguni Kurvate Shivam, Apricha Avasarastavat, Dvidiyoyam Upasthitaha. In the same way, Uttamas Evaisha Sutastwadiyaha, Unmattam Evainam Aham Bravimi, Unmatta Shabdaha, Kathamanyata Syat, Unmatta Bhavashrida Eva Tavat. Your noble son is mad. Mad, call it for to define true madness, what's but to nothing else but mad. But let that go. So all these are beautifully brought out by the author. And the very important, the pregnant line of the play, Hamlet, to be or not to be, is translated into Kim Sattvam Athava Sattvam. What made this Hamlet to say this is, Hamlet is deeply troubled after this father's murder and his mother's quick remarriage to his uncle Claudius. He feels betrayed, depressed and uncertain about his duty to avenge his father. This speech occurs when he is alone, reflecting on whether to endure suffering or to take his fate into his own hands. So while translating this, the author had attempted so many alternatives. He himself says in the beginning of the text, for the pregnant line, this Hamlet, to be or not to be is the question, and finally incorporated with Kim Sattvam Athava Asatvam Ityesha Prashna Nishchayaha. So Hamlet's inner conflicts reflect the condition of Arjuna in the Vishada Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita. So thinking Arjuna in his mind, especially in the Vishada Yoga in the Bhagavad Gita, he says that he has chosen this kind of translation for this particular line. He sunk into the psychological dilemma in avenging for his father's murder. This has been beautifully brought out by the author in the form of soliloquy, which comes next. So soliloquy is the act of speaking to oneself. So this was rendered in Sanskrit, beautifully captures Hamlet's existing dilemma using Rupaka Alankara, comparing suffering to an ocean, fortune to fate and victory to perseverance. Kim Shreyo Yadiva Mahatva Pishunam Bhuyishta Sattvashrayat Tivrayasa Sharabhigata Sahanam Prochanda Bhagyashriya Kleshambhodi Tarangarashimapi Va Samruddha Sarvatmana Nishesha Kshapanachirena Vijayashri Labhayeva Arthitaha. And some other lines like Athava Varanam Shreyaha Swapnamatram Ivastitam, like this we have got lot of lines which delivers the psychological dilemma of Hamlet. And this is one of the prose version how the author has handled Hamlet's observation of man. Aho kimapi vidhana atishayesha manushaha mati vibhavena kimapi mahiya samarthyaatirekena kimapyanantaha rupena kriyaya cha kimapyabhivyaktaha prashasyascha Karmana devaduta iva, Vijnanena deva iva, Tilako jagatshriyaha, Praninam lalama bhutaha, Tatapi kimnamanenu basmaika sarena, Purushohi naman nandayati, Navapi stri. So this is beautifully rendered how he has observed a man. So Hamlet acknowledges the greatness of mankind, his intelligence, his reasoning, his physical strength, physical beauty and ability to act with grace and understanding. Humans are capable of godlike thought and angelic action. Despite all these admirable qualities, Hamlet sees humans as nothing more than dust. He finds no joy or no delight in people anymore. Hence the speech captures the deep existential crisis. He is overwhelmed by despair and finds no meaning in life, even though he recognizes the grandeur of the world and humanity. His words reflect a struggle that he undergoes within himself, which is the central theme of the play. The key takeaways: complexity of human nature, where he hesitates to kill Claudius while he is praying because he fears sending him to heaven while praying. If he is killed while praying, I think he'll be going to heaven. So he doesn't want to kill him at that time. But He later kills Polonius impulsively without a second thought. Then corrupting influence of power is highlighted very nicely. The corrupting influence of power is a major theme in Hamlet, particularly shown through Claudius. The consequences of inaction. Hamlet's tendency is to overthink and to delay action. So for which he lost everyone in his family. So these are the key takeaways of the play, which has been well brought out by the author. So I have just tried according to what I understood. So if there is something wrong, kindly excuse. Thank you all for the opportunity.
Thank you for the presentation. I feel each language has got its own unique nature. With the structure and style, everything, each language has got its own uniqueness in expression, in ideas and other things. But for the sake of popularity, in order to spread the idea of the author, the translation becomes necessary. In such cases, I think the author has succeeded to some extent to bring out the ideas. To some extent, he has brought out the ideas in a beautiful Sanskrit. So in that way, we can appreciate. As said, the language is excellent, and the author has brought out beautifully the original text. Though not the original text as such as relished by the English lovers, but to some extent we can say the translation holds good, and he has succeeded to some extent. Thank you for the presentation. And she'll be speaking on Muthuswami Dikshita Vaibhavam Nama Navinam Uparupakam. PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, sir.
चतुर्णां पुरुषार्थानां त्यागं यस्मात् करोत्यतः त्यागराज इति ख्यातं सोमास्कन्दं भजाम्यहम्. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. साहित्यमथ संगीतं सरस्वत्यास्तनद्वयम् इत्युक्त प्रकारेण नीरक्षीर विभेद कुशल हंसो अपि साहित्य संगीत विभजने असमर्थः एव भवति. दृश्यकाव्येषु पृष्ठस्थानम् आवहन्ति गीतवाद्य नृत्यानि. एवं संगीते नानाविध महिम गुम्फित साहित्य सहित नादोपासनया मोक्षमपि साध्यते इति स्वजीवने दर्शितवन्तः संगीत त्रिमूर्तयः. तेषु यथा साहित्ये कालिदासः अद्यापि कविराड् रूपेण विराजते, तद्वत् संगीते स्व अनितर साधारण वाग्वैभवेन अनिशम् आनिशाकर दिनकरं यशोमण्डलं मण्डयन्नस्ति. साहित्य संगीत क्षेत्रे स्वाति मुक्ता फलवच्चका अस्ति. संगीत स्वर्णमालाया मुक्ता फलवत् शोभते नादज्योतिः श्री मुत्तुस्वामी दीक्षितेन्द्रः. महाशयेन अनेन विशिष्टरूपेण साहित्य अंश विषय निचयेन सर्वाः कृतयः सुरवाण्यामेव व्यरचिषत. सः गान्धर्व विद्या पारंगतः वैणिक कोविदः इति सुप्रसिद्धम्. अस्य जीवनचरितम् अधिकृत्य श्री मुत्तुस्वामी दीक्षित वैभवं नाम नाटकम् अर्थात उपरूपकं गीतगोविन्द संस्कृत संघस्य स्थापिकया श्रीमती अनन्तलक्ष्मी अम्बया विरचितम्. अपि च शृङ्गगिरि शारदापीठ सुस्थितानां जगद्गुरूणां श्री 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 विधुशेखर भारती सन्निधान स्वामी पादादेशेन गीतगोविन्द संस्कृत संघ भागिभिः श्री शरणानां सामुख्ये च अदर्शयत. पुराणमित्येव न साधु सर्वं न चापि काव्यं नवमित्यवद्यं सन्तः परीक्षान्यतरद् भजन्ते मूढः परप्रत्ययने बुद्धिः इत्युक्तदिशा अतिनूत्न लघु संगीत नाटकमिदं यथाविधिः नान्दीश्लोकादारभ्य भरतवाक्यपर्यन्तम् उभय साहित्य संगीत रसखचितं भवति. उपगतं रूपकं दृश्यकाव्यं सादृश्येन इत्यस्मात् उपरूपकम् इत्युच्यते. साहित्य दर्पणकारेण 18 उपरूपकानि दृश्यन्ते. नाटिका, त्रोटकं, गोष्ठी, सट्टकं, नाट्यरासकं, प्रस्थानकं, उल्लाप्यं, काव्यं, प्रेङ्खनं, रासकं, संलापकं, श्रीगदितं, शिल्पकं, विलासिका, दुर्मल्लिका, प्रकरणिका, हल्लीशः, भाणिका इति. श्री मुत्तुस्वामी दीक्षित वैभवं नाम उपरूपकं श्रीगतितम् इति शीर्षके भवति. श्रीगतितम् इति प्रख्यातवृत्तम् एका प्रख्यात उदात्तनायकं प्रसिद्धनायकं गर्भविमर्शाभ्यां विवर्जितं भारतीवृत्तिबहुलं श्री इति शब्देन संकुलं मतं श्रीगतितं नाम विद्वद्भिः उपरूपकं. श्रीरासीना श्रीगदिते गायेत् किंचित् पठेदपि एकांकी भारतीप्राय इति केचित् प्रचक्षते। श्री दीक्षित चरितं विख्यातमेव अस्ति। उदात्तनायकम् इति दीक्षितः पाण्डित्यवीरः इति कथ्यते। रसगंगाधरे पंडितवीरः दानवीरदयावीर इति अस्मिन् पद्धतौ पंडितवीरः इति भवति। तद्रीत्या मुत्तुस्वामी दीक्षितः पंडितवीरः भवति। गायेत् संगीतविषयं बहुधा भवति। बहुगीति अत्र सन्ति। गायेत् किञ्चित् पठेदपि एकांकी नाटकमेव भवति। अस्य प्रणेता अस्ति श्री मुरलीधर शर्मा, HOD of संस्कृतं, शेषाद्रिपुरम कॉलेज, बैंगलूर। फर्स्ट मैनुस्क्रिप्ट by माता गुरु पादधूलि श्रीमती अनंतलक्ष्मी नटराजन. இவ பெங்களூர்ல வந்து ஒரு சங்கம் வச்சு நடத்தின்னு இருக்கா. அதுல வந்து ஆச்சாரியருடைய ஆக்ஞைப்படி இந்த நாடகத்தை வந்து ஸ்ருங்கேரியில ஆச்சாரியருடைய சன்னிதானத்திலே ஸ்டேஜ் பண்ணியிருக்கா. ஸோ நாந்தி ஸ்லோகம் முடிச்சுட்டு தீட்சிதரோட சரித்திரம் வந்து சூத்திரதாரனும் அந்த நட்டியமா ரெண்டு பேருமா சேர்ந்து பேசுறா. எப்ப வந்து அங்கம் ஆரம்பிக்கிறது அப்படின்னு தசூரி பக்கத்தில் சொல்லியிருக்கா. ஆதவேவ ததாங்கः ஸ்யாத் ஆமுக ஆக்ஷேப சம்சயः பிரத்யக்ஷ நேத்ருச்சரித்தோ பிந்து வியாப்தி புரஸ்கிருதः. यत्र नेतृचरितः प्रत्यक्षतया दृश्यते तत्र एव अंकस्य आरम्भः भवति इति. ஆனா இந்த நாடகத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், இந்த ஸ்ரீகதிதத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் முத்துசுவாமி தீட்சித்துடைய தீக்ஷா குருவான சிதம்பரநாத யோகி அவருடைய ஆகமனத்தோட தான் இந்த கதை ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. பிரத்யக்ஷ ரூபேன. அது வரைக்கும் சூத்திரதாரணம் நட்டியமா மட்டும்தான் பேசின்னு இருக்கிறது. இந்த குருவுடைய ஆரம்பமா ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. சைவ சித்தாந்த ரீதியா ஆச்சாரியாத்து பரமேஸ்வர பிராப்தி. ஹிந்தியில கூட குரு கோவிந்த தோவம் கடையிலாகவும் பாய் பலிஹாரி குரு அப்படி கோவிந்த தியோ பத்தாயின்னு குருவுக்கு தான் வந்து குருவும் சரி பகவானும் இருக்காருன்னா குருவுக்கு தான் ஏற்றம் நிறைய கொடுத்துருக்கா. அந்த ரீதியா இந்த இடத்துல நாயக்கன் என்னமோ முத்துசுவாமி தீட்சிதர் தான். ஆனாலும் அவருடைய குரு உள்ள என்ட்ரி ஆறதை தான் வந்து நேத்ரு விஷயமா நம்ம பிரத்யக்ஷத்தையா திரஷ்டும் சக்கியதே. நம சிவாயேதி சிவன் பிரபத்யே, சிவப்பிரசீதேதி சிவன் பிரபத்யே, சிவாத்பரன்னேதி சிவன் பிரபத்யே, சிவோகமஸ்மீதி சிவன் பிரபத்யே அப்படின்னு சிதம்பரநாத யோகி சொல்லி உள்ள வர மாதிரி அவர் முத்துசுவாமி தீட்சிதருக்கு வந்து அனுகிரகம் பண்றதுக்காக காசிக்கு அழைச்சின்னு போறார். இந்த கட்டத்திலேருந்து எல்லாமே திருஷ்யமா வருது. காசிக்கு அழைச்சிட்டு போய் அவருக்கு வந்து அனுகிரகம் பண்ணி தீட்சை பண்ணி அவருக்கு சிதானந்தநாதா அப்படின்னு நாமகரணம் வச்சு அவர் மறுபடியும் குரு அனுகிரகத்தோட திருவாரூருக்கே வரார். திருவாரூர்ல வந்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பல க்ஷேத்திரங்களுக்கு வந்து க்ஷேத்ராடனம் பண்றார். அதுல ஒரு சுவாரஸ்யமான விஷயத்த நான் சொல்றதை விட நேர்ல பார்க்கலாம். 2 நிமிஷம். இது கேவலூர் அப்படின்னு திருவாரூர் பக்கத்திலேயே இருக்கிற ஒரு க்ஷேத்திரம். அவர் எத்தனையோ க்ஷேத்திரங்களுக்கு போனாலும் இந்த கேவலூர்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய அக்ஷயலிங்க விபோ சுவாமி இவரை பார்த்து இவருடைய பேர்ல கீர்த்தனை பாடணும்னு ரொம்ப நாளா ஆசை. அதனால தீட்சிதர் வந்து வேகமா வர சமயத்துல அங்க இருக்கிற சிவாச்சாரியரில நான் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு போகணும்னு சொல்றார். दीक्षितः आगच्छति.
बहु दूरात् अक्षयलिङ्गविभोः दर्शनार्थम् आगतोऽस्मि. अतः कृपया भगवतः दर्शनं कल्पयन्तु इति सविनयं प्रार्थये. अद्यतनपूजा परिसमाप्तम्. अधुना अहं कार्यार्थं त्वरमाणोऽस्मि. अतः श्वः प्रभाते एव भगवतः दर्शनं भविष्यति. भगवान् इहैव भविता प्रातश्च दर्शनं भवतः. गच्छतु श्वः आगच्छतु. हे भगवन्, अक्षय फलप्रदायकोऽसि त्वं अखिलाण्डकोटिप्रभो स्वयंभो शम्भो मां पाहि मां पाहि।
பின்னாடி இருக்கிறது வந்து டிஜிட்டல் பேக்ட்ராப் வச்சிருக்கா, வரைஞ்சி இல்லாம டிஜிட்டலாவே ஸ்கிரீன். இது போல பல மகாத்மியங்கள் எல்லாத்தையுமே அந்த காலத்துல கர்டைன் வரையறதுக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு எத்தனையோ பரிசிரமங்கள் தேவையா இருந்தது. அதெல்லாத்தையும் இன்னைக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த நவீனமயமான லோகத்துக்கு ஏத்தாப்புல மாடர்ன் டெக்னாலஜியை வச்சுண்டு நம்மளுடைய சம்ஸ்கிருத விஷயத்தையும் அந்த சங்கீத விஷயத்தையும் பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா கொடுக்க முடியும் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி அவ காமிச்சிருக்கா. அதனாலதான் வந்து புராண நித்தியவன சாது சர்வம் அப்படிங்கிற ஸ்லோகத்தையும் முதல்ல சொன்னேன். இதே மாதிரி மரணாதிக்கம் தர்ஷனியம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு எல்லா இடத்துலையுமே இருக்கக்கூடிய விக்கியாத்த நியமம், நாடகங்கள்ல மரணமோ வதமோ காட்டக்கூடாதுங்கிறது. ஆனா இந்த இடத்துல இந்த டிராமாவுடைய அந்திமத்துல வந்து தீட்சிதருடைய மோட்சத்தை காமிச்சிருக்கா. சத்ராத்தியக்ஷா அப்படி உக்தவான். இந்த மாதிரி மரண விஷயங்கள் வந்து ஸ்டேஜில் காட்டினா அவளுக்கு பார்க்குற சின்ன குழந்தையெல்லாம் இருக்கும், அவளுக்கு பயம் ஏற்படும். ஆனா இந்த நாடகத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் பலப்பிராப்தியே மோட்ச சாதனம் தான். நாதோபாசனையினால மோட்சம் அடைய முடியும் அப்படிங்கிறத காட்டுறதுக்கு தான் இந்த மாதிரி மகான்களுடைய ஜீவன சரித்தம். அது மாத்திரம் இல்ல, ஜனநாத் கமலாலயே அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் மட்டும் இருந்துட்டா போருமா, அதை நம்மளுக்கு ப்ரூவ் பண்ற விதமா இவருடைய பிறந்தது மும்மூர்த்திகளுமே ஜனனம் பண்ணது கமலாலய கஷேத்திரத்துல. அதுல இவருடைய மோட்சம் எப்படி இருக்குங்கிறத பிரத்யட்சமா காட்டினாலும் இதனால பகவான் மேலேயும் அந்த மோட்சத் மேலேயும் ஒரு விசுவாசம் அதிகத்தையாக தான் ஏற்படுமே தவிர இதனால ஒரு பயமோதோ ஏற்படாதுங்கிறதுனால இது வந்து விதிவிலக்கா வந்து தெரியறது. இந்த மாதிரி பல நாடகங்கள் அவ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா. இதே போல பல நாடகங்கள் நம்மளும் வந்து வரக்கூடிய காலங்கள்ல நிறைய பண்ண போறோம், பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பகவானை பிரார்த்திச்சுக்கிறேன். தன்யவாதான் சமர்ப்பயாமி.
समीचीनतया प्रस्तुतम् अवकाशाभ्यन्तरे एव समापितमपि तदर्थं महान् धन्यवादः. वचनमेकं साहित्यसङ्गीतं मम विषये तु सङ्गीतम् अतिदूरं वर्तते, अपि च तत्र वचनमेकं वर्तते, साहित्यसङ्गीतकलाविहीनः साक्षात् पशुः पुच्छविषाणहीनः इति प्रसिद्धमिदं वचनं. तस्य पुनः तद् केनापि कविना उल्लेखनं कृतं किमिति चेत् यदि तत्र यदि सङ्गीतसाहित्यकलासु युक्तः स किं पुच्छविषाणयुक्तः इति प्रश्नः तत्र पुच्छविषाणहीनः इति तत्र वचनं यदि सङ्गीतसाहित्यकलासु युक्तः स किं पुच्छविषाणयुक्तः इति तत्र प्रतिवचनं केनापि दत्तं तद् स्वारस्यापि उक्तमेव तत् अस्तु
मृगः नास्ति सः
सम्यक् प्रतिपादनं समीचीनं धन्यवादः Next, Mr. V.R. Srinivasan, and he'll be speaking on Bharata Saundaryam. PowerPoint.
पित्रे ब्रह्मोपतिष्ठे मे गुरवे दैवताय च प्राप्याय प्रापकायास्तु नमः श्रीनिधये नमः. And my topic on this day is about the Bharata Saundaryam, a drama written by Villur Srinivasa Raghavacharya Swami, normally known as Srinidhi Swami. And Tan Mahan Sandon Enake Tatai, like that. His son is the famous V.S. Karunakaracharya. His father, Srinidhi Swami, has written this drama in the year 1962. The drama's title is Bharata Saundaryam, and this was written when 8 planets assembled in one Rashi, that is Makara Rashi, on the 4th February of 1962. That time, based on that astronomical situation, he has written this drama. And he was about 49 or 50 years old then. He was born in Villur, and he has written many kavyas and lagu kavyas, and one of the lagu kavya is the Manju Ramayanam, which I took for my MPhil thesis. And he has also written Malola Vilasa, Kunjara Ranjanam and Mandasmita Ramayanam, Mahat Kavyani. And regarding this drama, it starts with the benediction, and the benediction says, and I am skipping all this, the life history I am skipping, I have told in orally. I am skipping all this is life history and all that. This is Srinidhi Swami with his wife. And he was a great scholar of Sanskrit. So once he was traveling in a train with his friends, and a mango seller came. And these people were asking the Swami to, at that point of time, to give a sloka on the mango. So immediately Swami said, Tavacharvanam atra kurvata. Those people who were eating the mango, what they did was, Kimu sarvena janena kautukat pratamaksharam abakshihi kim tarumani yadaha rumanita. The variety of mango was rumani, so he says tarumani has become rumani. The people have eaten the first letter ta, so it has become rumani. That is the splendid knowledge and ashu kavitvam of our Swami. This I have told you. He has written about 20,000 slokas, and many of them are in the manuscript form. We are yet to get them printed. This was on the 4th February 1962, when the 8 planets joined in one Rashi, and in order to avoid the sufferings and also to give some solace to the people who were afraid of this, Swami has written this Bharata Saundaryam drama. It starts with a Nandi, and the background, that is all the 8 Grigas are in one place, is stated, and I have put SIL and BIL. This means son-in-law and brother-in-law. Okay, they have the conversation. He has talked about the Indian politics in this drama, and this happens in the railway station, and all modern thoughts, and in the train also the drama continues, and the one of the character goes in the rocket and he meets all the 8 planets and comes back, and even that is written, and probably this was written in 1962, but 1969 or so Armstrong first stepped in the moon. Even earlier than him, Swami has thought of such a thought, and he going and meeting the planets, and the conversation between the planets, what would have been, that is also written in the drama. So the benediction is done. He says all the wives of Mahavishnu, the one, the Venkata Shailanatha, let him give us all the wealth. The Sutradhara comes and he says, let us play the drama Bharata Saundaryam. The brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they talk, and he says, the brother-in-law says, what to talk about the sister-in-law, sorry, who is that? Son-in-law, Maaplaipati. Son-in-law, they are equal to Krishna. In the drama it comes. How is it? He is asking, and he says, both of them are very great. Krishna made the poor man Kuchela to become Kubera. And in the other side, the son-in-law makes the Kubera, the father-in-law, becomes a Kuchela. And it is very witty, and he has done all the 9 rasas into the drama. And he says, this is this Bharata Mandalam. That is the India, he calls it, and he says, when they talk, Shivittam Adamadamam iti Sankiranti Mahajanaha. And you take the money from the father-in-law. The worst thing is that, is the general opinion of our Swami. And he says, usually the Saundaryam will be thought of that the natural beauty, the hills, the rivers, the plains, the gardens. But he says that is not the Saundaryam of Bharat. The Saundaryam of Bharat, the beauty of Bharat lies in the quality of the people living in it, and so that is the Saundaryam I want to bring out. That's why this drama, and he brings out the nature of each person, and by that he says, this is the Saundaryam of Bharat. The story I have written here, how they talk, and he has also used this Dahimanaya, this famous incident here, which and the only thing that Swami had done is, usually people say the clever girl said Dadi Ma Anaya, and no reason was stated for that, but Swami says it is always better to take buttermilk after the meals, so she said Dadi Ma Anaya, and he says. And in the train, when the train comes, these people rush, they want to enter the train which is fully packed. So somehow they get into. There are, the passengers are named Rakta, Neela, Shweta, and like that. And this one of the characters, he and the Shweta, the character inside the train, they fight. He says, the dialogue is such a, coined in such a way that and even today this dialogue can be used. He says, Kaha Maryada Madilingya Vaharati. Oh, Maryada Pese. Iti Vadam Kalu Adyapi Ada Angya. Our Apriya Potkar, Ade Mari, Kim, Tudiya Numa Sakataha, Wapa to India. We end up load of Matangera. Now, Varvenda. Evam Ityadikam Swami Tatra Savadati. When somebody is suffering, he cannot allow the other person to come inside. So when this is so, he says, Swami Chumbati Lingam Panchamritabilashi. The Swami itself is suffering, that the Lingam is asking for Panchamrita Abhishekam. How it will be like that? That is the way we are already suffering. Why are you coming inside? Is the dialogues Swami has written. And it goes on the politics also. In the train, these people don't sit quiet, they talk about the politics, and somehow Rajaji and Nehru are coming inside, and he says, Nehru is, one of the characters says, Nehru is not hearing to the words of Rajaji, and so the other person says, Vruddham Gham Goshte Badana. Let us bind the cow, the old cow in the cattle shed itself. So Rajaji is an old cow, so his words need not be taken. So that's how the natural way of how we talk, the same thing he has used in the drama also. Then somehow they go and talk about the quality of Rama also. Yes. So he says Valmiki, he has taken directly from Valmiki and he has quoted here in his drama. Rama will pardon 100 mistakes and he will never forget one help which is done. So that is the quality of Rama. Somehow he wants to praise Rama somewhere in between. He has included that also into his drama. Swami Desika's slokas are also added, like we had the son-in-law and Krishna. Here Desika says, Pratama Sujanaya is Swami Mahavishnu, Pratama Durjanaya. Durjanaha is Aham. So for both of them I bow. Then he says, the best quality of any person or any society could be the Kritagnyata, Nandi Paratrathu. If that is not there, what is the use of others? So he says, he also quotes Desika, Papishu yah Kritagnaha yekoki sakrisnam atishete tamapi kriyamanagnaha duratma karishyamanagnah. He not only disturbs now, he may also disturb in the future also. That is the way a Kritagnya, a man without any gratitude will act. Same thing he has used here. And he has used many verses, known verses already, but in the appropriate places. When the brother-in-law talks to the son-in-law and says, they were talking, he says, 9 grahas are going to join at one place. This brother-in-law says, no, not 9, they are 10. How it could be? So he says that this is a famous sloka, Kanyara Sito Nityam. So you are that 10th graha. That is the way of making some joy in the drama. And he has quoted also the Purana Mityava. Already many people have quoted during all their sessions this sloka. Swami has also taken that because he has taken this for being the support of his drama. Then when the politics comes, he is very fond of the way in which it is done. So he says this independence was got by Himsalesha Vivarjitam. This was done by even non-violence. And somebody is asking in the train what Congress has done, for which he has written a sloka also. And this incident of 8 grahas was happened in the year called Subhakrit. So he has used that also. Being this year Subhakrit, we will not have any bad elements at all. We will all be happy, he says. And then he says about the Ashtagraha combination and all that. And all these people, they all together pray to the God, Rama, for the betterment. And he has already written 4 slokas where the whole Ramayana is given in a abridged edition, for Chatushloki Ramayanam. that he has used it here. Rama Kaushikamanvagat Patimune Vacha Vadit Tatakam Satram Tasya Rarakshatena Katitaha Sushava Tastakataha Gatvato Muktilam Drishadam Yoshinmanim Sanmunehe Bhagdva Durjari Chapamaparamanim Sitapi Danamapi. In one sloka from Ramajanam to Sita Vivahapariya, until that it is done. There are 3 more slokas, and the style of the drama and the way in which the quality of the people of Bharat is brought out is very unique in this drama. And in the he has used the English words, and he has also used some new terms for the English words also. For Dhuma Shakatam, in those days only steam engines were there, and he has also for ticket he has put Vasarankitam Patram, because the date is fixed on that. In olden days they used to punch and give, unlike the modern ticket, they used to tuck, they punch and give the date, and the hour will be punched. He says Vasarankitam Patram, and he has also registered the sound tak in the drama. And the Ashwashakata, or the horse cart, is known as Turangama Shakata. And for other, for this slogan, less comfort, less luggage, more comfort, he has translated that also. He has used the words vakil, doctor, everything as such in his drama. And finally they say the Bharata Vakyam is Jiyat Bharata Saundaryam. No, sorry. The Bharata Vakyam is done, and after that the drama ends. So, having studied this drama, I have written a sloka in praise of this drama, and that's it. Jiyat Bharata Saundaryam Srinidhi Swamina Kritam Deyat Rasika Bandhunam Nityamananda Jivanam. Thank you. Yeah. Nityamananda. அடிக்கிறச்சே தப்பா அடிச்சு இல்லை சார், அடிக்கிறச்சே தப்பா அடிச்சிட்டுப்பா சார். நித்தியம் ஆனந்த ஜீவனம் தான் ரைட்டு. எது இல்லை? ஓகே.
Any questions? Thank you. Nicely presented. The Bharata Saundaryangardu drama, there are plenty of works in modern literature praising the Bharata. And we have 2 popular slokas, one in Bhagavata, which says, Gayanti Kila Deva, Gayanti, even gods also wish to take birth in the Bharata Bhumi. So that is there in Bhagavata, and in another Linga Purana is also, there is the same sloka is there. So the positive side of Bharata is the glory of Bharata praised by Srinidhi Swami and other scholars. The corrupt side of politicians and other things, they are also there in the modern literature in the form of drama as well as in the form of poetry also. So many of them have written, like we can say Prashas, beautiful writers who has a pen name called Chidran Veshi, one who finds fault in all things. So he has come himself as Chidran Veshi, and he has written so many shlokas criticizing the politicians, criticizing the plight of the Bharata country, even in those days. And regarding the terms which you say, the Sanskritized English versions or English terms that have become Sanskrit, there are plenty of such words. I feel only with the blend of other languages, the languages flourish. We have Hindi and Sanskrit mixed together. Bushundi for the gun and rifle, and say kursi for the chair. And Abhiraja Rajendra and Prashasya Mitra Shastri has extensively used Hindi language in all the other poetries, their modern compositions. So there are plenty of shlokas, such shlokas in their works. Unfortunately, we don't have many journals. Samskrita Chandrika is a popular journal where we have a popular drama called Adharma Vipaka, an allegorical play. So that was published long back in Sanskrit Chandrika, which we don't have the copy now. So if those copies are restored again by scanning and by other means, so we'll be able to get more ideas from those ones. So thank you very much for the...
Even our Swami, for hospital he has used Ashu Badri, the one cures very quickly.
Even Gotaka for the horse is also used. So and Hindi forms are also used in Sanskrit. They make a blend of Sanskrit with the Hindi and also other regional dialects. And we have another popular verse which with Tamil and Sanskrit also. Verses and Niro Morava Rangane like that. So Bande Jalamva Takramva there that shloka goes there. Margamalo ke gantavyam mullusyad atra kantakam. Mullu is also a Tamil word and it's also mudam lunadi iti mullu. So in that way, that Sanskritized Tamil also is used in many words. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
The modern poet with us, Dr. Balasubramanian.
Namaste Bhaye. I am C.G.M. Rajan, research scholar from Government Sanskrit College, Tripundithura, Kerala. My research topic is post-independent Sanskrit dramas of Kerala. In connection, here I am present modern Sanskrit dramas of Ashokan Puranatukara, a socio-cultural study. Kerala plays an important role in Sanskrit literature. The contribution of Kerala authors to Sanskrit literature is countless. Among the branches of pure literature produced in Kerala, Sanskrit drama occupies an important position. In this field, contribution of Kerala has been remarkable. Kerala has produced not only many Sanskrit dramas of high quality and merit, but also preserved the ancient Sanskrit theatre which had long ceased to exist in other parts of India. From the 9th century AD onwards, there had been a regular production of Sanskrit drama with varied themes. Ashcharya Chudamani of Shakti Bhadra was the first Sanskrit drama from South India. Tabadi Samvarna and Subhadra Dhananjaya of King Kulashegara are the other dramas during this period. The play produced during this period are mythological in nature. The period of development of Sanskrit drama in Kerala may have approximately between 14th and 18th century AD. Pradyumnabhidaya, Kamalini Rajahamsa, Chandrika Kalapida, Vasumadi Vikrama, Purna Purushartha Chandrodaya, Rama Varma Vilasa, etc. are the other Sanskrit dramas during this period. In this period of growth, Sanskrit dramatists wrote dramas having historical, satirical, allegorical, mythological and love themes, which form the bulk of Kerala Sanskrit drama. Many research studies are undertaken in the field of contribution of Kerala to Sanskrit literature. But after the independence of Kerala, the style of Kerala Sanskrit works are changed. There are many kavya, drama, devotional poems and scientific writings are produced during this period. During the post-independence period, contribution to Sanskrit literature made by writers of different regions of Kerala chosen new subjects like history, biography, social issues and Indian culture, etc. Modern dramas are also seen to have accepted innovative plots and subject. Unlike plays strictly enacted as per Bharata Muni's direction in the olden days, enormous changes are now in practice. There are many Kerala Sanskrit dramas in the modern period: Nastika Vijaya, Rupagatraya, Annadadri Charita, Nadagamala, Ramo Nama Babuvaham, Tabasaha Prabhava, Tada Paduka Pradana are the some of the modern Sanskrit dramas of Kerala. The present paper discusses the socio-cultural visions reflected in the two dramas of Sri Ashokan Puranatukara. They are Naktagai and Kalpataru. Sanskrit dramas vary from traditional Sanskrit rupakas. There are no further studies are found in the modern dramas of Kerala, so the study of these dramas is more relevant. Sri Ashokan Puranatukara. Ashokan Puranatukara was an academician, teacher, environmentalist, writer and publisher. He was born on December 10, 1952 in Thrissur district, Kerala. His parents were Ramakrishna Menon and K. Meenakshi Kuttiyamma. He graduated from Kerala Vamma College, Thrissur. He started a journal named Bharata Mudra and wrote many works in both Malayalam and Sanskrit. He died on May 9, 2014. Mahaprasthanam, Innalate Mala are the translation works of Ashokan Purnatagara. He wrote a drama, Nadagamala, that contains a collection of 10 dramas. They are Dharmakshetre, Samrad Ashoka, Naktagai, Sura Purana, Kalpataru, Nyasapida, Anguli Mala, Kavi Karma Vaibhava, Subhashida, etc. This drama was published in 2014 in Thrissur. First drama, Naktagai. The main characters in this drama include the old man, the bird Naktagai, the king, Vidushaga, the soldier, the minister, and the ornithologist. The play commences as the old man strolls through the village, reflecting on his past. He fondly recalls how in the past children used to play in the village playground and ask him to share various stories and poems. However, with the advent of television, the children have abandoned the playgrounds. The old man laments the negative impacts of machine on human imagination, culture, and the arts. He expressed his concern that people have become passive consumers of entertainment, neglecting their own creative ability. After conveying his thoughts, the old man proceeded to tell a story. Once a king commanded the esteemed members on his royal court that all the marvelous and beautiful things in the world resided in the royal palace. He declared that if anything existed outside the palace that was wondrous, it must be brought to the court before anyone else set eyes on it. Upon hearing this, the Vidushaga proclaimed that the bird Naktagai was not present in the palace. The king inquired about Naktagai, and the Vidushaga explained that Naktagai was a bird renowned for its sweet singing. In response, the king instructed his minister and ornithologist to bring Naktagai in royal court. Additionally, the king declared that Naktagai could not be brought within 8 days. The ornithologist would face dire consequences. Alarmed by this, the ornithologist heeded minister's advice and offered a reward for any information leading to Naktagai's whereabouts. Promptly, a villager stepped forward and claimed to have knowledge about Naktagai. Acting on the villager's instruction, the ornithologist and a soldier ventured into the forest in search of Naktagai. Meanwhile, the villager went to the forest and persuaded Naktagai to accompany the ornithologist to the royal palace. Upon hearing this, Naktagai expressed concern that staying in the royal palace would disrupt in solitary pilgrimage, but ultimately agreed to go to the royal palace due to the potential impact on the bird scientist's life. Subsequently, the bird scientist soldier Naktagai arrived at the royal palace. Delighted, the king requested Naktagai to sing a song. Then anyone in the audience gets absorbed in Naktagai's sweet music. Meanwhile, a soldier came and presented the king a modern musical instrument that had been gifted by the king of a neighboring country. Modern music flowed from the instrument when it was played in the place according to the instruction of that instrument's operation. Naktagai was rejected by the audience who were engrossed in the modern music. While they are dancing to the new music, Naktagai gets injured and Naktagais fly away. Through the story of the bird Naktagai, the dramatist portrays the new generation rejecting our unique culture, art in favor of foreign cultures and art. The theme of the story is imaginary, so the plot of the drama is Utpadya theme. The main character of this drama is the bird Naktagai. There are 7 characters in this drama and there is no principal sentiment is seen in this drama. And the next drama, Kalpataru. Sutradhara, children's, a Acharya, traveler and Kalpataru are the characters of this drama. In the play Sutradhara enters the stage and passionately emphasizes the deep intrinsic connection between humans and trees. He laments the fact that today's fast-paced world, people tend to overlook the vital relationship. The Sutradhara intends to stage a play centered on trees, recognizing them as a fundamental source of life for all living beings. Children gathered beneath a mango tree to play a game, but the fun was interrupted when one child took a temple. After regrouping, they started a new game, only to be halted again by heated argument. Seeking respite, they rested under a cool canopy of the mango tree. It was then that the child spotted a ripe mango dangling from branch. The kids wished for the mango to fall, and to their delight it did. They joyfully shared and relished the sweet fruit. Their peaceful moment was soon interrupted by the arrival of a boy in a modern attire carrying a cricket bat and shuttlecock. The other children inquired about his unusual equipment. He proudly revealed that the bat was a gift from his father from a foreign land. Together, they started playing cricket and shuttlecock, but a cane hit a snag when the shuttlecock got stuck in the mango tree. Frustrated, the new boy suggested cutting down the tree to remove the obstacle. In response, another boy defended the tree, reminded them of the shade it provided and countless mangoes they had enjoyed from it. The new boy dismissed their attachment to the tree, claiming that sweet mangoes were readily available in stores. Then the boy himself took the lead to cut it. After that, an Acharya entered there and inquired who had cut the tree. If it was children are not knowing what to say, they kept saying that he had cut the tree to play. The Acharya imparted invaluable wisdom about the significance of tree and the importance of seeking permission from all living beings, including the birds, and using honey on the eggs as a sign of respect. After that, the Acharya taught them about the value of trees and need respect to all living beings. He explained the story of Kalpataru to raise awareness about its significance. A tired traveler arrives feeling thirsty and tired wanders in search of some water. Then because of the heat, he walks in search of shade. At that time, he hears a voice. Then the traveler again tempted and walked in search of water. At that time, the traveler sees a tree and says that the tree is Kalpataru, who will give him everything he asks for. Hearing that, the traveler first asked for tree for water. Later, due to his greed, he asks for many things and finally dies due to his greed. In this play, the playwright skillfully illustrates how human greed leads to the destruction of nature and its effects on human existence. The drama also discusses the importance of protecting trees. The plot of the drama is Utpadya. There are 8 characters in this drama. Through this drama, the strong relationship between humans and trees is represented, and the tree is the basis of all living beings. Here, the playwright points out the destruction of nature due to the human greed and its effect to human existence. The dramas of Ashokan Puranatikara mostly revolve around the modern themes. Most of the dramas do not follow the Dasharupaka and Uparupaka Lakshanas. These dramas are mainly one-act plays. Instead of acts, the dramatists choose scenes in this drama. Characters in the modern Sanskrit dramas are simpler. They can show different parts of human nature and explore the reason behind their actions and feeling. Most of these plays fewer than 8 characters. This is because they are typically written to be performed on festival stage, where it is important to keep the number of characters limited. And these dramas are devoid of Nadaka Sankeda such as Praveshaga, Vishkambaga, etc. And there are no female characters in this drama. The majority of these dramas are not intended to allow strong emotions, as they are written for stage performance rather than reading. In this drama, the playwright prioritizes the theme of the play over evoking emotion. They are written in a very simple language, flowing without pause of long compoundance. There is no superfluous poetic ornaments with the bombastic words or figures of speech in this drama. The language of the drama is mostly prose, but quite a few use of poetry as their medium. Compared to traditional dramas, verses are very less in this drama. In conclusion, these dramas are vibrant exploration of ancient traditions and contemporary life, demonstrating the enduring relevance and adaptability of Sanskrit literature. Thank you.
Thank you for the nice presentation. The two plays are excellent. One is concerning with the bird and other protection of environment and other things. The second one, Kalpataru, you said the association with the environment, trees and ecological awareness. Nicely written, reflecting the society during its composition. So that is what we needed for the present day. So the protection of trees and other things, and the protection of birds and other things also for the ecological balance. So nicely written, and you have also presented it. No matter whether it follows the Sanskrit dramatic tradition or not, so it has to convey whatever that has to be conveyed to the society. That is the main thing. So in order to reform the society, which requires the reformation, like protection of the environment and taking care of birds and other things, compassionate towards the animal beings and other things, which have been the original idea of the author. So that has been brought out beautifully, irrespective of the rules and regulations of the Sanskrit drama. So because whatever the author has to convey, that has been actually done through his plays in a simple Sanskrit, and that is to be easily understood. After all, we say we have a popular verse in Sanskrit Hitopadesha, Udiritortha Pashunabhi Grhyade, Hayascha Nagascha Vahanti Noditaha, Anuktamapi Uhuti Pandito Janaha, Paregnita Jnana Phalahi Buddhayaha. After all, what is to be conveyed through the sense, that is important. And when we say move, even the animals can move. Udiritaha artha pashunabi girkyade. Hayascha nagascha vahanti noditaha. Anuktamapi uhuyati pandito janaha. And the function of the brain is whatever is not mentioned in the thing, that is to be understood by the reader. So that is the Vaktru Viveksha. That will be easily understood, I think. In that sense, the author has succeeded in conveying the ideas. Nicely presented. Thank you. The next is Dr. S. Brahada Prasanna, Assistant Professor, Srimad Andaman Arts and Science, Literary Merits of Shinjiniyam.
नमस्सभायै अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः विशेषवित्पारिषदेषु नाथ विदग्धगोष्ठी समराङ्गनेषु जिगीषतो मे कवितार्किकेन्द्रान् जिह्वाग्रसिंहासनाभ्युत्पेयाः. I feel myself to be like a crow amidst the cuckoo team, and I have brought my paper today focusing on literary merits of Shinjiniyam, which is almost known to all of you here. At the outset, I wish to thank KSRI, core team, and all the members here for organizing such a seminar on national seminar on Sanskrit drama. This is a work which is again a translation work from Tamil literature by Subbu Krishna Shrauti, belonging to 20th century. And this work he has he has written this in the year 1990. Okay. So before starting with the work and its merit, I wish to display about the author here, and he has a long tradition of his knowledge. I have given a gist where he has completed a BA in Honours at University of Madras, and apart from the education like BA and MA, he has also had his traditional adhyayana of Apastamba Shravya Sutra, Ashvalayana Sutras and all that, owing to his family clan. And he worked in Accounts General Office and he retired as Senior Accounts Officer in 1993. Later on, he continued to practice Dharma Shastra, and hence he is given the name as Mahagnichit, and he has been awarded Veda Bhashya Ratnam in the year 2009, I suppose. I'm not sure of the date, sorry. And these are his works. In 1985, he has written Prayoga Vichara Muktavali. It is about yes, it is printed in manuscript form. It contains classic discussion and refutations of certain intricate points in the existing practice, mainly in rituals. And this work has been written by him in 1985. And in 1990, he has written Sinjiniyam, a Sanskrit drama, which is based on Silapadikaram of Tamil, written by Ilango Adigal in 2nd century AD. And the third work of him is Bhava Bodhini, which is a commentary on Vipra Sandesha, a Khandakavyam. In 1997 he has given. And in his fourth work is Tavirka Kudiya Tavargal Nivaraniyaha Doshaha. And it is a compilation of a series of articles in Tamil. And apart from this, he has written many articles in journals and souvenirs in all the languages of Sanskrit, English and Tamil. So I have considered only the act 1 of the play, wherein the act is actually divided into 10 acts. The author has not given any specific name for each act, but he has first proclaimed himself as, the rhetorician says, Rishi Tulyo hi kavyam rachayati. And he claims that only a person who is having the knowledge of Shastras can write such a work or any Sanskrit work so that it could educate the readers in all way possible. As Dandan and Kavya Dasha told that Chaturvarga Phalopedam, that can be attained. So this work has 10 acts. And the type of drama where it fails is Prakarana type. As in Dasharupakam, it is told that Swakatha Nibaddam tu Prakaranam Lakshanair Yuktam Sarvopajivya Vrithantam Madhyamaihi Pratipaditam. So the hero of the place is a common man who is into the Vanijyam trading business, and he belongs to the same family clan. He is not a divine person. He is a middle class person, but a very popular person known to that locality. And the plot is taken from Tamil epic Silapadikaram, which I told already. And the rasa which is followed here is Karuna rasa, both in Silapadikaram and here. And the story is self-centric about the heroine Kannagi and his lifestyle and his life with Govala, and the societal references are given to us. The themes which I have concentrated is about societal references, cultural and philosophical references I have considered for this study, for this paper. Regarding the Mahakavyam, he has told what is the purpose. Mahakavyam, I mean to say the drama. The author himself has told, Asmin Kavye api Sadvastu Bodhakameva iti Vriddam Tadagre Spashtam Bhavishyati Rajnyam Dharma Viruddham Krityam Mrityudayakam Patirevataha Swarghe api Pujam Labante Dushkrityotham Phalam Anivaryam Anubhavaika Shamyam Cha Evamadayaha Sadvishayaha Atrapi Bodhyante. This is being given in the first act, as in the discussion between a Sudradhara and a person. Actually, in the Sudradharan he explains ஒரு நட்டா ஒரு ஆக்டர் he questions இந்த காலத்துல இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஒர்க் யார் பார்க்க போறா, because this திருஷ்யம் is fully stage represent பண்ற மாதிரியே தான் சிஞ்சினியத்துல அவர் எழுதி இருக்காரு. அந்த 10 ஆக்ட்டுமே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரைட் ஃப்ரம் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆக்ட் டில் லாஸ்ட் இட் வில் பி லைக் நம்ம ஸ்டேஜில் எப்படி ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணும்போது நம்ம அந்த ஒரு கண்டினியூட்டி இருக்குமோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒருத்தர் வராங்க இன்னொருத்தர் போகிறாங்க அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாமே அந்த ப்ராக்கெட்ஸில் இட் வில் பி கிவன். அந்த ஒரு ஹிண்ட்ஸ் இந்த ஆத்தர் எழுதியிருக்கார். அப்போ ஹீ ஹஸ் மென்ஷன்ட் தெர் இஸ் அ கொஸ்டின். இந்த காலத்தில் டிவி எல்லாம் நிறைய வந்துருது. தெர் ஆர் மெனி என்டர்டைனிங் செக்டர்ஸ். ஹூ இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி ஹியர் ஃபார் த ஸ்டேஜ் பர்பஸ்? இந்த ஸ்டேஜ் ட்ராமா பண்ணுறதுனால யார் பார்க்க போறா அப்படின்ற கொஸ்டினுக்கு இதோட மீதி போதகமாக தான் இருக்கு அப்படின்றத அந்த ஆத்தர் அங்கேயே எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. அண்ட் திஸ் கொஸ்டின் இஸ் ஆல்சோ ரைட், பிகாஸ் சிலப்பதிகாரம் யூஸ்வலாக என்ன நம்மலாம் யோசிப்போம் அப்படின்னா, கோவலனோட கேரக்டர் இஸ் நாட் தட் குட் when compared to or when considering Kannagi. What good thing it is going to give? Because கோவலன் அப்படின்ற ஒரு விஷயம் he went behind மாதவி அப்படின்றது தான் நம்ம பார்க்கக்கூடிய விஷயம். சிலப்பதிகாரம்ன்றது தமிழில் நம்மளுக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு ஐம்பெரும் காப்பியங்களில் ஒன்றா இருந்தாலும் இது எதுக்கு why it is chosen for this stage அப்படின்னு கேட்கறதாவே அவராக கன்சிடர் பண்ணிட்டு the author has given explanation here. For all these points given here, இது ஒரு ட்ராமாவாக கன்சிடர் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஆத்தர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆக்ட்லேயே he is explaining. The textual merits which I took in Act 1 alone, as I told earlier, in the shlokam it is about Lord Ganesha. नागास्यं रदनैक भासितमुखं द्वैमातुरं सिद्धितं त्रेतानेत्र विशोभितं च वरदं देवं चतुर्बाहुकं पंचैनो गिरिभेदकं च करिणं धीतं षाडास्त्याग्रजं सप्तश्वात्युदितु இல்ல next I came sir அடுத்ததுக்கு வந்து சப்த அஸ்வத்யுதிது வர்ண மனிஷம் சேவே அஷ்ட சித்தி பிரதம். இந்த லெக்சரை நான் பிரிச்சு படிக்கல, பட் the English meaning which is given here right from number 1 to 8 எல்லா நம்பர் cardinal நம்பர்ஸ்மே வந்து இங்க it has been given in the single shloka. So as a textual merit in the first act itself it has been given by the author. The meaning of the shloka goes thus: I salute the elephant-faced Lord whose face shines with one ivory, who has two mothers, who bestows all accomplishments with 3 eyes, who bestows boon, who is united with 4 arms, who had broken mountains of 5 sins, who is the elder brother of 6-faced, whose lustre is like that of the 7-horsed sun lord, and who bestows the 8 powers. So in the shlokathiliye vandu it is evident that the textual merit has been included. Coming to the cultural element, there are many cultural elements apart from the act one which I have considered. There are hospitality towards the guest which is to be learnt, and the need for family and its bonding within that, love and respect for each other, and especially code of conduct for women, respecting one another, how should she be composed in a family, எந்த இடத்துல கோவப்படணும், வேர் நாட் டு, அது எல்லாமே வந்து இட் இஸ் பீன் ஆப்ட்லி டிஸ்கிரைப்ட் இன் த ஃப்ளோ ஆஃப் த ஸ்டோரி. அண்ட் ரிலீஜியஸாக பார்க்கும்போது ஸ்ரார்த செரிமனி, வென் டு டூ, ஒய் நாட் டு டூ, ஹவு டு டூ, அது மாதிரி சின்ன சின்ன ஹிண்டாக இட் இஸ் பீன் கிவன். தென் ரொம்ப பேசிக்காக பார்த்தா ஒன்லி அ மேன் கோஸ் ஃபார் த ஜாப் அண்ட் ஃபீமேல் இஸ் பீன் ட்ரெஷர்ட் இன் த ஹவுஸ், நாட் ட்ரெஷர்ட் ஆஸ் டுடே, ஷீ இஸ் ட்ரெஷர்ட் இன் த ஹவுஸ் அப்படின்றது வந்து ரொம்ப அழகாக வந்து இட் இஸ் பீன் கிவன் இன் தட் ஃப்ளோ ஆஃப் த ஸ்டோரி. கல்ச்சுரல் எலிமெண்ட் பார்க்கும்போது ஐ ஹவ் கிவன் சர்டன் டயலாக்ஸ் which I wish to present here. Shweta Swamin வந்து Shweta Swamin is a character who is an atheist in the play. So he asks Kim Swamin marge nimagna hridaya tishtasi vivahat pratinivrittah kimu அப்படின்னு சொல்லி he questions Madarayajva who is an elderly Brahmin. ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல பார்க்கும்போது ஸ்வேத ஸ்வாமின் தோ பீயிங் an atheist, ஒரு பெரியவர் தனக்கு எதிர்த்தாப்புல வரும்போது his face is the index of mindன்ற மாதிரி he feels நிமக்ன ஹிருதயா திஷ்டசி கிமர்த்தம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அந்த இடத்துல கேட்கிறார். ஸோ this shows ஒரு mutual respect for others and happiness and sorrows. Madarayajva has attended the marriage of Kovala and Kannagi. He has witnessed certain inauspicious happening there. அந்த இடத்துல பார்க்கும்போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அவர் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்றது எதுவா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா, நம்மளா இருந்தா ஜென்ரலா we will say our sorrow, எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு, something of that kind, or we will be telling the negative side of anything. First and foremost will be the practice of humans in general. அதுவும் இப்பெல்லாம் அது நிறையவே இருக்கு. பட் மாடரேஜ்வா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் he says that நாகலோகவத் ச யசஸ்வினியம் புரி, இந்த மாதிரி நாகலோகத்துக்கு சமமான ஒரு புரியில ஏதாவத் பரியந்தம் ஏதாதிருஷ உத்வாக உற்சவக அஸ்யாம் நைவ சம்ருத்தக, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ரொம்ப ஜோரான ஒரு கல்யாணம் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி நடந்ததே கிடையாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் he says only all the merits which he witnessed in the family, marriage, and he discusses everything there. அதுக்கப்புறமா when Shweta Swami at a juncture when he speaks again he says chandre kalanga iva tatra dvitra doshaha shubetharadyotaka asan, ஒரு சில கலங்கங்கள் நிலாவில் அப்படி அவ்வளோ பிரத்யட்சமா தெரியாது, நிலாவில் வந்து அவ்வளோ அந்த கலங்கங்கள் அந்த மாதிரி 1-2 இருந்ததுன்னு later on he says the sorrow which he couldn't bear. So this can be understood while reading the text. அதே போல நிறைய பேர் கூட நம்ம எல்லாருமே we are just interacting daily. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது there are certain people who are pessimists, who are optimists too. இந்த இடத்துல ஸ்வேதா ஸ்வாமின் as told, he speaks, though he is pessimist in nature, எது எடுத்தாலும் இது கிடையாது அது கிடையாதுன்னு சொல்றவரா இருந்தாலும் அவரோட வார்த்தைகள்ல he speaks only optimism. He says, அந்த கலங்கம் நீங்க எதெல்லாம் சொல்றோ, which are all inner species which you felt, all those are not to be considered most. புருஷனோட ஒரு மென்னோட பிரயத்னத்தினால எவ்ரிதிங் வில் பி ப்ராப்பர்லி ஹேண்டில், கேன் பி ப்ராப்பர்லி ஹேண்டில். இதெல்லாம் ஜஸ்ட் லைக் பூனை குறுக்க போறதுன்னா அது ஏதோ ஒரு வேலைக்காக போறதுன்ற மாதிரி நம்ம நினைச்சுட்டு we should go with the flow அப்படின்ற மாதிரி he says for what all மாற்ற எஜ்வா told. இது இந்த இடத்துல ரெஃப்யூட் பண்ணியோ இல்லாட்டினா எதிர்த்து பேசுறதாவோ அவர் கொடுத்த மாதிரி அங்க பிரதிபலிக்கல. ஸ்வேதசுவாமியோட வியூ சொல்லும்போது ஸ்வேதசுவாமி he says இப்படியும் நீங்க எடுத்துக்கலாம், இது கல்யாணம் நடக்கும்போது சில சமயம் எப்படி நடக்க தான் செய்யும், ஸோ யூ டோன்ட் டேக் இட் இன் சீரியஸ் நோட்டுன்ற மாதிரி தான் he says. So I could infer that as a cultural element where we should consider that also. Though fully negative-ஆவே அந்த மாதிரி யோசிச்சிருந்தா we can't move forward-ன்ற மாதிரி I felt when I came through the lines. And traditional approaches பார்க்கும்போது இங்கேயும் சில டயலாக்ஸ் மட்டும் I have listed out. wherein Valli, she is expecting to become a mother. So ava how she feels goodness for the neighbor of her or friend of hers. Ava Valli என்ற கேரக்டர் ஸ்வேதா சுவாமியோட wife as well as கண்ணகியோட friend. So அவ லேட்டா கல்யாணத்துக்கு வரா. at the same time மாட்ரேஜ் வா சொல்லும்போது she feels அந்த oh is that happened, oh very good, நல்ல கல்யாணம் நடந்ததா அப்படின்னும்போது she feels very happy. So she says அதி ரமணீயதயா சம்பர்தனாமபி திருஷ்டி தோஷ வஹமிதி விருத்தா வதந்தி. ஸோ ரொம்ப நல்லா நடந்ததுன்னு சொல்றீங்க, ஆனா கண்ணு பற்றாம இருக்கணும் அப்படின்ற அந்த ஒரு வெல்விஷ் அப்படின்றது I could feel here. அண்ட் அதே போல தான் இந்த எல்லா டயலாக்ஸ்லையுமே அங்கங்கே ட்ரெடிஷ்னலாகவும் தன்னுடைய பிலீஃப்ஸும் எப்படிலாம் கன்சிடர் பண்ணுன்றது when ஃபுல் டெக்ஸ்ட் படிக்கும்போது we could go ahead. again ஒரு இடத்துல வள்ளி அண்ட் ஸ்வேதா சுவாமி இன்னொரு ஆக்டில் கோவலனும் கண்ணகியும் எல்டர்ஸ்க்கு எப்படி மரியாதை கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ தோ இட் பி ஆன் த ரோட்ஸ் வள்ளியும் ஸ்வேதா சுவாமியும் மாட்ரேஜ்வாவை பிளஸ் பண்ண சொல்லி அந்த இடத்துலயே காலில் நமஸ்கரிப்பாங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள்லாம் ஆன் த ஃப்ளோ ஆஃப் த ஸ்டோரி இட் இஸ் பியூட்டிஃபுல்லி எக்ஸ்பிளைன். இந்த இடத்துல தேர்ட் பாயிண்ட்ல கொடுத்துருங்க, ஆரிய நமஸ்கரோமி ஆஷிஷ அனுகிரகவந்து பவந்தஹ பவந்தோ அப்பி நமஸ்குர்வந்து அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பர்த்தாரம் வததி பாதையோகோ பததஹ ஹஸ்பண்ட் கிட்ட சொல்லிட்டு அங்கேயே கிம் ரத்யாமேவ வந்தனம் கரோஷி பர்த்ரா சாக்கம் அப்படின்னு மாட்ரேஜ்வாவே கேட்குற அளவுக்கு அவளுடைய அந்த ரெஸ்பெக்ட் ஷீ எக்ஸ்பிரஸஸ் தேர். சொசைட்டல் ப்ராக்டிசஸ்னு பார்க்கும்போது மத்தியான வேலை பூஜை கோயில்லையோ நம்மளோ வி ஷுட் டூ இட் அப்படின்ற மாதிரியான ஒரு some how to say a practice which is followed in the then society is being given. ரெண்டு பேரும் பேசிட்டு இருக்கிறதுலே it has become மத்யாஹ்னம். ஸோ திவம் மத்தியபாகா சம்ருதா சிவாச்சாரியா ஸ்தோத்திர பாட்டம் பட்டதி அப்படின்னு ஸ்வேதா சுவாமின்னு அந்த இடத்துல சொல்லி இட் இஸ் டைம் ஃபார் த மத்தியான பூஜா அப்படின்றத அந்த இடத்துல இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கு. அண்ட் மாட்ரேஜ் ஆல்சோ ஹி சேஸ் அகம் அப்பி அனுஷ்டானார்த்தம் கச்சாமி, ஐம் ஆல்சோ டு பி I'm also supposed to do my routines, so I'm also leaving அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு they depart each other from the they both depart from that stage அப்படின்ற மாதிரி yes the author has written. So philosophical view wherever I could feel அப்படின்ற மாதிரி I have given. இதுல இந்த மாட்ரேஜ்வான் நான் சொன்ன அந்த பிராமின் elderly brahmin he always says rakshanti punyani purakritani, which in Tamil we can infer it as தீமையும் நன்மையும் பிறர் தரவாரா. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரிக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி நம்மளை we should take in a good stand அப்படின்றத இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கு. அண்ட் as I told Shweta Swami, who is an atheist, he says daivagatihi iti kachana gatihi naiva vartate sarvam புருஷ பிரயத்னேனைவ சமாதாத்தும் பரிஹர்த்தும் ச சக்கியதே அப்படின்னு அவர் சொல்லும்போது மாட்ரயஜ்வா ஹி சேஸ் கீதிருஷி சக்திஹி அஸ்மாக்கம் வர்த்ததே ததாபி பிரார்த்தனாம் குர்மஹா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி he reinforces that prayers alone can make us achieve something, which as in Rajalakshmi madam in the fourth session she told music vaya நம்ம அந்த மோட்சத்தை அடைய முடியும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி சொன்ன மாதிரி we should have a tool to reach the God. Nothing is done here by our force alone. I completed, sir. So all these points were understood by me from this text. So to conclude, Sinjiniyam by A.S. Subhakrishna Shrauti is a remarkable contribution to Sanskrit literature in an era where original Sanskrit composition has become rare. The work stands out as a beacon of literary excellence. It bridges the gap between ancient traditions and modern themes, demonstrating the adaptability and relevance of Sanskrit literature in contemporary times. The work has inspired scholars and enthusiasts alike, prompting renewed interest in Sanskrit literary studies and deep cultural insights. I thank you one and all gathered here for listening to my presentation patiently. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So Subhakrishna Shrauti was here in Thiruvanmiyur. We have reviewed his book Shinjiniyam in our journal, and he was a very great authority on Shrauta Sutras. He was a Nityagni Hotri. He was an authority on Shrauta Sutras. Whenever we had some doubt in Shrauta Sutras, we used to inquire, we asked for clarifications. So he was a ready reference. He was an authority on the Shrauta Sutras, and he was a classmate of Professor Veeranathan also. Professor Veeranathan's classmate. So we knew him very well, and he was a very great scholar, no doubt about it. And he has participated in so many yagas also.
Yes, sir.
His brother Vishwanath Shrauti was even in Nellore,
Yes, sir.
and he was also an authority on
Yes,
Shrauta
sir.
Sutras.
Yes, sir.
He's a very great scholar.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much
Thank
for
you,
this
sir.
presentation. And he was the father-in-law of Samskrita Bharati's coordinator, Dr. Ramachandran. Ramachandran Mamalar அவர். ஆனாருடைய மாமனார்.
नमस्सर्वेभ्यः विशुद्धविज्ञानघनस्वरूपं विज्ञानविश्राणनबद्धदीक्षं दयानिधिं देहभृतां शरण्यं देवं हयग्रीवमहं प्रपद्ये. I am Priyamvada Kannan, presently pursuing my PhD under Swami O.R. Devanathan in Presidency College. My topic today is drama in modern Sanskrit literature. Let me start off directly by cutting short the drama of defining a drama or giving the types of drama, etc. Let me go straight into my paper. In essence, what drama to me is, drama is the art of actualizing mute emotions and the emerging joy it gives to life through concrete situations involving incidents happening to men and women. A well-crafted story, plot, and characterization are the means by which this joy is realized through the sentiments they evoke. Just as we had speakers in this afternoon session, Swami who spoke about Bharata Saundaryam. He talked about incident during a travel in a train and a subsequent airport journey, etc. So the incidents that happened in real life inspires the author or the poet or the person well versed in a particular language, here Sanskrit, to create a work that brings out the joy that was experienced during that incident. Based on the same lines, this art form is rightly acclaimed as an approximation of perfection, blending lyrical poetry, dialogue, action, scenery, music and dance, making it a supreme composite art. No wonder it is said, Kavyeshu Natakam Ramyam. Sri Jaggu Alvar Iyengar, who lived from 1902 to 1994, belongs to Melkote, Karnataka region. He goes by the pen name Sri Jaggu Vakula Bhushana. He is considered a doyen of modern Sanskrit literature with over 65 delectable masterpieces spanning various genres, and he stands alongside literary greats like Bhasa and Kalidasa. He has been honored with the Samskrita Academy Award for his work, prose work, Jayanta Sri, and my present research also
is one of his works, which is a Mahakavya in 15 cantos, titled Adbhuta Dutam. He has written nearly 24 dramas or rupakas, and among them, Tapasam is a remarkable 2-act play that explores innocence, discipline, and the inevitable pull of worldly experience for the betterment of the greater world. We all know the story of Rishyashringa, son of the great sage Vibhandaka. This story, Vibhandaka, okay. This story features in the Ramayana, and to briefly say about that, there's a kingdom of Anga which is ruled by King Romapada. It faces a severe famine, and prophecy states that only Rishyashringa can save it. To lure him away from his father's strict guardianship, the king employs royal courtesans to tempt him with sensual pleasures and bring him to step into his kingdom. Rishyashringa follows them to Anga, and as he arrives, rain ends the drought. It rains heavily. The story culminates in his marriage to Shanta, marking his transition from asceticism to the life of a householder. This is the plot, this is the crux. Nighnatapasam is a rich, dramatic play. It's more than a tale of seduction and transformation. It is a nuanced exploration of discipline, human nature, and the forces of destiny. Sri Vakulabhushana crafts a narrative where innocence meets experience, duty collides with desire, and love reshapes a hermit's fate. Slight changes have been made by the author to suit the contemporary audience. The poet replaces the ships and mega boats disguised as Naukashrams in the original play or the original anecdote with gold-plated chariots. Because big ships and mega boats can't be depicted in a drama. So here, at one place, when Rishyashringa looks at the horses in awe, and he says, Ete samujvala suchikwana mamsalangaha kanthordva desha vilasat bahukesha radhyaha esham vishana yugalam na shaphastu shirnaha no santi hanta prithulaha nanu vala bhagaha. He has never seen horses in his life till that stage. He has seen only cows. So he compares them. He sees that horse and he is awestruck. Vibhandaka is not depicted as a possessive, jealous and irritable recluse as in the original. Instead, he is portrayed as a liberal, foresighted and progressive-minded Maharishi, deeply concerned for the well-being of Angadesha, willing to part with his son for the greater good. He says, Avagra nirasartham romapadasya cheshtitam ayam prayatu namadya parjanyo varshatu swayam. This elevation and ennobling of the Rishi's character adds depth and significance to the poignant separation, with his affection for his son remaining unwavering. Next, the entire scheme, that is including the planning, the ambush and the abduction, unfolds within 2 days here, unlike the indefinite time frame in the original. Next, Rishyashringa doesn't appear here as a buffoon, even though he isn't exposed to the outside world. The courtesans describe him through the verses as here. Krishna jina kaupinaha shmashru kala manognya mukha chandraha stha putita mamsala bahuhu pinora bhati mara iva yavvana vyatikarena rajate manini hridayahari rupa bhak asmadiya hridayani sampratam pashyatohara ivacharannayam tapasa parishuddha vrittihi raviteja vishaye parang mukhoyam nirupadrava kandamoola bhokta gata kapatya manas smaran abhignaha. He is depicted with a deer skin covering his lower body, a budding moustache like the first sliver of moonlight, well-defined muscles and a prominent chest, an embodiment of Cupid
effortlessly captivating the courtesans, evoking admiration rather than amusement. They praise him as pure-hearted from penance, radiant as the sun, untouched by sensuality, nourished on fruits and roots, and innocent, unaware of desire. This portrayal elevates him to a dignified hero, positioning him as the play's central figure. The play's brilliance lies in its scintillating dialogues in short and pregnant sentences reminiscent of Bhasa rather than Kalidasa or Bhavabhuti. The dramatist vividly portrays the sun and the moon, a deer enchanted by music, the courtesan's charm, and the hermit boys longing in their absence, seamlessly weaving these verses into the play with masterful precision. The courtesans, through sharp dialogue and resourcefulness, infuse the narrative with both vibrancy and depth. The scene in the second act, where the father and son converse and the son refers to the courtesans as hermits from another ashram, is rich in humor tinged with romance. The difference between a boy and a girl, the father sends him in search of the courtesans, thereby bringing an end to his celibacy. The son, for his part, refrains from blaming his father, attributing his fate instead to the cruel hand of destiny. He says, "Etavat kala paryantam vanchitosmi vidhina yatas sukha samagri visesham idisham apradashyaiva kathore kantare sthapitosmi." When he sets foot in the kingdom, it pours heavily, and the king in gratitude offers him his daughter in marriage. He knows now that his penance is at an end, that he is tamed and, as it were, liberated from this recluse's way of life. Nignosmi tapasoham bhavataha, he says to the king. That is, he says, I am being tamed, I have become obedient. I am the obedient hermit now. And thus the title. Even the king says, Vayamapi nignatapasa darshanena dhanyaha khalu. So this, hence the title of the play is Nignatapasa. Thank you, sir. One special mention I would like to make about the opening prayer to Lord Krishna that stands out as one of the most memorable verses, notable for its rhythm, alliteration, devotion, brevity and musicality, offering a vivid encapsulation of the entire avatar. Brinda Kantara Sanchari, Nanda Nandada Kesari, Brindarakari Samhari, Mandari Patu Mam Harihi. He moves about in the forests of Brindavan. Brinda Kantara Sanchari, the lion who has brought joy to Nanda. Nanda Nandada Kesari. But he is the destroyer of the enemies of God. Brindarakari Samhari, Mandari, who wears Mandara flowers, Patumam Harihi. The Bharata Kavya also in the end contains the theme of the usual Swasti Vachaka recited at the end of the daily Parayanams of the holy works, which is saturated with rasa. It is remarkable how much is accomplished in just 2 acts, more aptly described as 2 scenes, which is a testament to the skill of the master craftsman that Jaggu Alvar Iyengar is. So as a conclusion, the greatness of any literature does not hinge on great materials from life. For poets, it lies in the mind's ability to imbue any life episode with literary depth, revealing its potential for joy that only they can perceive. Truly great events may become insignificant in the hands of incompetent poets, ill-equipped to extract joy from seemingly trivial contexts. Without the poet's insight, even the aesthetically gifted cannot access that joy. Very truly, in the hands of a lesser poet, this could easily have turned vulgar, but here it remains delicate and tasteful. Thank you.
Dr. Ramakrishnan to present his paper. Santosh, please come.
So today I'm going to talk about an overview of Shakti Sharadam by Dr. J.B. Chowdhury. Yeah. So Sanskrit drama has a rich and ancient heritage with its origin traced back to Lord Brahma as mentioned in Bharata's Natya Shastra. the fundamental text on Indian dramaturgy. Over the centuries, numerous dramas have been composed, many of which remain influential even today. Renowned playwrights like Kalidasa, Shudraka, Bhavabhuti and Bhasa have contributed timeless works to Sanskrit literature. Kalidasa's Abhignana Shakuntalam and Malavikagnimitram are celebrated for their poetic beauty and emotional depth, while Shudraka's Mrichakatikam presents a realistic and engaging portrayal of society. Bhavabhuti's Uttararama explores the later life of Rama, and Bhasa's Swapnavasavadattam is admired for its dramatic intensity. Additionally, theoretical works like Dasharupaka provide detailed insights into the structure and types of dramas, shaping the understanding of theatrical traditions. These classical plays and texts have left a lasting legacy, influencing literature, theatre and performance arts across generations. The 19th and 20th centuries have marked a new era in Sanskrit drama, with playwrights moving away from the traditional themes based on the Puranas and Itihasas, but instead they began exploring fresh narratives, incorporating contemporary social issues into their works. So this period also saw significant structural changes in Sanskrit plays. Some modern dramas no longer have the traditional Nandi, which is the introduction, and Prastavana, but instead they opted going directly into the main acts. Additionally, the inclusions of songs have become a notable feature in certain plays, and some dramas introduced distinct scenes within each act, enhancing the dramatic presentation. So this paper provides an overview of Shakti Saradam, a Sanskrit drama by Dr. Jatindra Bimal Chaudhary, who was a Bengali Sanskrit dramatist. His contributions to Sanskrit literature were instrumental in both enriching the tradition and promoting the awareness of the language. So Dr. Jatindra Bimal Chaudhary was a Sanskrit dramatist who lived from 1908 to 1964. He completed his MA and earned a DPhil from Oxford University, London. His academic career was also distinguished. He served as a professor of Sanskrit at City College, Calcutta, and as a lecturer at the University of Calcutta. He also taught at the School of Oriental and African Studies in the University of London. Dr. Chaudhary, though a lesser-known author, he has made very significant contributions to Sanskrit literature with nearly 40 works to his name. Some of his notable plays include Prabhu Haridasa Charitam, Bhaskarodayam, Bharatiya Hridayaravindam, and Ananda Radham. His works not only upheld classical traditions, but also addressed contemporary issues as seen in Mahimaya Bharatam, which explores India's irrigation policy also. His wife, Dr. Rama Chaudhary, who was equally accomplished in the field of Sanskrit, she also has more than 20 dramas under her name, and she also earned a DPhil from Oxford University. She was a professor at Lady Brown College in Calcutta and a lecturer at the University of Calcutta. So together they played a crucial role in advancing modern Sanskrit literature and promoting the language. So this drama, Shakti Saradam, involves around the life of the Holy Mother Sarada Mani, the divine consort of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It was first staged on June 20, 1958 during the All India Sanskrit Conference in Puri, which coincided with the Ratha Yatra festival. So following its debut, the play was performed in multiple stages across India, earning widespread critical acclaim. It was later published in 1960 by Pratyavani Publications in Calcutta. So the central characters of the drama are Sri Ramakrishna and Sarada Mani. Supporting characters include Sri Ramachandra Mukhopadhyaya, who was Sarada Mani's father, Chandramani, the mother of Sri Ramakrishna, and Hridaya, who was Ramakrishna's nephew. They played minor yet significant roles in the drama. So this drama is structured into 5 acts, with each act further divided into scenes. So the drama Shakti Saradam begins with the Prastavana, where the Sutradhara explains to the Nati how the Almighty, along with his divine Shakti, incarnates on earth whenever necessary. He highlights that modesty is the greatest ornament of woman, with Holy Mother Sharada Devi being the best example for this virtue. Yeah. So in the first act, Shri Ramakrishna is seen meditating upon goddess Kali. At that moment, Shri Ramachandra Mukhopadhyaya brings his fever-stricken daughter Sarada Mani and entrusts her to Shri Ramakrishna's care and leaves. So deeply concerned for her health, Shri Ramakrishna arranges for her a room to stay. Meanwhile, Sarada Mani is disturbed by the rumors surrounding Shri Ramakrishna and hastens to be by his side. And in the second scene of the first act, Sarada Mani ensures that Shri Ramakrishna, Sarada Mani assures Shri Ramakrishna that she has come only to assist him in his spiritual pursuits. And in turn, Shri Ramakrishna proclaims that he sees her as the universal mother herself. Thus, their spiritual and marital journey begins, which was dedicated for the welfare of mankind. So in the second act, over here, Chandramani, Shri Ramakrishna's mother, anxiously questions Sarada Mani about his delayed arrival, delayed return from the temple, and then she blesses both Ramakrishna and Sarada Mani. So in the second scene, we see Shri Ramakrishna worships Sarada Mani as the Adya Shakti, the universal mother, and performs the Shodasha Puja. On the auspicious night of Phalaharini Kali Puja, he surrenders all his spiritual practices, including his Japamala, at her feet, symbolizing complete devotion. The poet beautifully conveys Shri Ramakrishna's perception of Sarada Mani as the embodiment of the Divine Mother through the following verse. Yeyam srishtilaya sthiti pranayini kali karalalana yachedam kripaya shareeram asrjat sarvartha samsadhanam same mandiravasini navahatasthachapi me yadrishi tvam tadrishyasi leshatopi natato bhinnepi manye dhruvam. Right. So in the third act, Vishkambhaka comes, where a farmer Dharmaprana from Jayaramavati and a fisherman from, named Kevala Krishna from Kamarpukur discuss the misfortunes that befell upon Sarada Mani upon her return to Dakshineshwara from Jayaramavati. Right. So in the third act, while traveling through a dense forest on her way to Dakshineshwar, Sarada Mani gets separated from her companions and encounters a dacoit named Kalu Bagli with his wife, who attempt to attack her. So when he asks who she is, she replies, "Father, I am your daughter." So moved by her words, Kalu Bagli undergoes a transformation. He and his wife take her to their hut, feed her, and praise her as the divine presence who has come to redeem them from their sins. In the fourth act, during the construction of a house for Sarada Mani, some logs were kept on the banks of the Ganges and it floated away overnight. So Hridaya, Shri Ramakrishna's nephew, wrongly accuses her of being responsible. Sarada Mani, being compassionate, silently endures his harsh words. When Shri Ramakrishna's mother defends her, Hridaya begins quarreling with her as well. At this, Shri Ramakrishna warns him that if Sarada Mani were to get angry, no one would be able to save him. So this point is beautifully expressed in the shloka. Ya iha vasati deva shashvato me hridantaha sa yadi bhavati rushta syadapi prana raksha adhihridayam amushya rajamane tu rushte na harihara virinchas te karishyanti raksham. The fifth act, it starts with a Vishkambhaka, which is actually a Farsi Vishkambhaka. It is a fictional Vishkambhaka which is included just to depict the corruption prevalent in the society at that time, emphasizing the necessity of Sri Ramakrishna's divine advent. So in the fifth act, a Marwari businessman named Lakshminarayana offers Sri Ramakrishna 10,000 rupees, but he humbly declines, having renounced all worldly possessions. He playfully asks Sarada Mani if she would accept it, but she too refuses, as her acceptance would imply his acceptance. So in the second scene of the fifth act, Sri Ramakrishna delivers discourses on various religious topics in his unique and simple style. He assures those gathered that Sarada Mani will always keep a loving watch over them. Everyone bows down in reverence to the mother. The essence of Sri Ramakrishna's philosophy is devotion to the Divine Mother, which the author beautifully expresses through his words in the second scene of the fifth act. Ayameva matrabhavaha sarvasadhanasya parama charama cha katha tvam janani aham tava santanaha atah adhikam gambhiratattvam kimapi nasti. So in the third scene of the fifth act, despite suffering from throat cancer, Sri Ramakrishna continues singing hymns in praise of the Divine Mother. And seeing this, Sarada Mani pleads with him to stop singing due to his illness. He replies that a child who sings the mother's praise remains unharmed. So with tears in her eyes, the Holy Mother Sarada Mani declares that he is God himself and has the power to cure the disease. He responds that it is the will of the mother and has no personal will of his own. At the thought of his impending samadhi, Sarada Mani begins weeping. Sri Ramakrishna consoles her, reminding her that the soul is immortal and only the body perishes. So regaining her composure, she asks him for his final message. He instructs her to be the mother of all and to complete the spiritual mission he started. And with Sarada Mani accepts this divine responsibility, and with this both enter into samadhi.
Let's conclude.
So predominantly this drama sees Shanta Rasa and Karuna Rasa, and additionally both Sri Ramakrishna and Sarada Mani is shown as an embodiment of bhakti itself. In the first act, Sri Ramachandra Mukhopadhyaya recites a beautiful verse that describes the virtue of a chaste woman. Hridyasya patyus savidhe vasanti harsham yama apnoti trinasya gehe harsham tatha bhutam upaiti sadhvi narena saudhepi vidhaya vasam. So this shloka is falls under the Vyaktigata Svabhavakti Alankara, which is composed in Indravajra Chandas. And this verse stands out for both its lyrical sweetness and its depth in its meaning. Another significant verse can also be seen for this. Patir napani grahamatrato bhave jaya na jaye tacha sapta vihpadaihi parasparam yav anukola chaynau tau dampati tau cha sukha karo bhuvi. So the sacred bond between the husband and wife is beautifully expressed through this verse of Sarada Mani. So the author also uses various chandases like Vasanta Tilaka, Shardula Vikriditam, Pushpitagra, Shikharini and Malini. And this author, the author's writing style is both very elegant and simple, which makes this drama very easy to understand while retaining its literary and philosophical richness. So the contemporary Sanskrit poets have used dramas as a medium for understanding the lives, teachings and philosophies of great saints and seers. They provide a vivid and engaging way to connect with their spiritual journeys, struggles and contributions to society. So beyond the historical and philosophical significance, Sanskrit dramas, through their well-structured dialogues, expressive verses and relatable narratives, make Sanskrit more approachable and enjoyable to a wider audience. So in this regard, Dr. Jatindra Bimal Chaudhary has made an exceptional contribution by using Sanskrit drama as a tool to showcase not only the lives of spiritual figures but also the socio-economic conditions of the times, of their times. Among his many works, the Shakti Saradam presents the life of the Holy Mother Sharada Devi and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa in an engaging dramatic form, allowing audiences to connect deeply with their ideals and experiences. So here it is also important to recognize Dr. Rama Chaudhary, who I mentioned earlier, who along with her husband made significant contributions to modern Sanskrit drama. With over 20 dramas to her credit, she played a key role in the promotion and preservation of Sanskrit literature. Both Dr. J.B. Chaudhary and Rama Chaudhary dedicated their lives to advancing Sanskrit learning, ensuring that the language remains vibrant and accessible to the future generations. Their works demonstrate that Sanskrit is not merely a classical or ritualistic language, but a living and evolving literary medium capable of conveying deep emotions, social themes, and philosophical insights. So to honor their legacy and keep their contributions alive, it is essential that we not only read these dramas, but also bring them to life on stage. So by performing Sanskrit plays in schools, universities, and cultural programs, we can promote Sanskrit in an interactive and engaging way. Theatrical performances can inspire a renewed interest in the language, especially for the younger generations who may otherwise view it as outdated or difficult. So by making efforts to study and stage these plays, we can also contribute to the preservation and growth of Sanskrit, ensuring that the rich heritage of Sanskrit drama continues and thrives to the contemporary times. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Next, Dr. Ramakrishnan.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam अपार करुणा सिंधुं ज्ञानदं शांतरूपिणं श्रीचंद्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। सभाध्यक्षान् डॉक्टर टी.वी. वासुदेवन महोदयान् एवं अस्माकं गुरुवर्यान् प्राक्तन प्राचार्यान् डॉक्टर नूवे देवी प्रसाद महोदयान् एवं श्रीनिवास महोदयान् प्राक्तन प्राचार्यान् सर्वान् गुरुवर्यान् उपस्थितान् विदुषश्च प्रणम्य नल्लाकवीकृत उपनिदेशकान् निदेशकवर्यान् के.एस्. बालसुब्रह्मण्यन् महोदयान् च प्रणम्य अस्मिन् सेमिनार् मध्ये नल्लाकविकृत जीवन्मुक्ति कल्याणम् इति नाटकम् अधिकृत्य किञ्चिदुच्यते। एवं संस्कृतसाहित्ये शास्त्रग्रन्थलेखकाः बहवः सरलया शैल्या स्वमतसिद्धान्तप्रचाराय प्रसारणाय च शास्त्रीयकाव्यानि शास्त्रीयनाटकानि च व्यरचयन्। तेषु प्रबोधचन्द्रोदयाख्यस्य कर्ता कृष्णमिश्रः, संकल्पसूर्योदयाख्यस्य कर्ता वेदान्तदेशिकश्च सुप्रसिद्धौ। एतौ द्वौ ग्रन्थौ प्रथमं शास्त्रनाटकग्रन्थरूपेण क्रमशः अद्वैतविशिष्टाद्वैतसिद्धान्तप्रचारात्मकत्वेन च ख्यातिं प्राप्तवन्तौ। 18 शतके जीवितवता नल्लाध्वरिवर्येणापि अद्वैतवेदान्त तत्त्वविचारात्मकं जीवन्मुक्तिकल्याणं नाम शास्त्रीयं नाटकं रचितम्। अत्र द्वित्राः अंशाः अवधेयाः वर्तन्ते यत् एतेभ्यः आचार्येभ्यः पूर्वमेव अत्र सुन्दरपाण्ड्यः इति कश्चन आचार्याः आसन्। ते तु पूर्वोत्तरमीमांसयोः कृते नाम शास्त्रविषयान् श्लोकरूपेण ते रचितवन्तः इति दृश्यते। तेषाम् इदमपि तावन्मात्रं न नीतिद्विषष्टिका इत्यपि कश्चन ग्रन्थः एतैः रचितो वर्तते। अतः श्लोकरूपेण रचिताः लिखिताश्च वर्तन्ते। कल्पतरौ अपि सुन्दरपाण्ड्यविरचितश्लोकानाम् उद्धरणं वर्तते। एवं कुमरिलभट्टाः अपि तन्त्रवार्तिके एतेषां श्लोकोद्धारणं दृश्यते। नाम निःश्रेण्यारोहणप्राप्यमिति। अत्र निःश्रेणी वर्तते, तत्र द्वौ बालकौ आरोहतः, कश्चन पूर्वम् आरुह्य तिष्ठति, अपरः पृष्ठे वर्तते इति कृत्वा अग्रे यः वर्तते स एव गत्वा फलम् आनीय आगच्छति इति कृत्वा तावता तत्र इदं कार्यं समाप्तं भविष्यति इति श्रुतिलिङ्गवाक्यप्रकरण इति स्थानसमाख्याभेदेन षड् इति प्रकरणादिकं वर्तते खलु। तत्र पूर्वोत्तरदौर्बल्यविचाररूपेण ये केचन श्लोकाः तैः रचिताः इति कृत्वा तेषां श्लोकानाम् उद्धरणं तत्र दृश्यते इति। अनन्तरम् अन्यः सुब्रह्मण्यः इति कश्चन आचार्याः आसन्। ते तु ब्रह्मसूत्रार्थरत्नमाला इति कश्चन ग्रन्थः तैः रचितो वर्तते। तत् प्रत्यधिकरणम् एते श्लोकरूपेण रचिताः वर्तन्ते। तत्र सौकर्यं किं कारणं किम् इत्युक्ते अत्र शास्त्रविषयाः श्लोकरूपेण रचनीयाः नाटकरूपेण कर्तव्याः इत्यत्र किं प्रयोजनम् इति चेत् अत्र अनेके अंशाः तत्र शास्त्रे वर्तन्ते इति कृत्वा सर्वान् अंशान् बुद्धौ स्थापयितुं क्लेशो भवेत् इति कृत्वा श्लोकरूपेण एते विषयाः संगृह्याः वर्तन्ते चेत् अत्र अवधारणं कर्तुं बुद्धौ स्थापयितुमपि सौलभ्यं भवेत् इति कृत्वा तस्य सौकर्यं वर्तते इति कृत्वापि तैः कृतं वर्तते। तावन्मात्रं न शिष्यस्य उत्साहानुरूपेण गुरोः पाठनम् आवश्यकम् इत्यपि दृश्यते। यतः अत्र प्रश्नोत्तररत्नमालिकायां को गुरुः इति प्रश्नं कृत्वा अधिगततत्त्वः शिष्यहिताय उद्यतः सततम् इति वर्तते। तद्रीत्या केचन गुरवः आसन् इति पञ्चदशीतः अस्माभिः द्रष्टुं शक्यते। तत्र श्लोकः एवं वर्तते, अतीतेनापि महिषी स्नेहेन प्रतिबन्धतः भिक्षुस्तत्त्वं न वेदेति गाथालोके प्रगीयते इति कश्चन श्लोकः वर्तते। अत्र उच्यते, अत्र कश्चित् यतिः पूर्वं गार्हस्थ्यदशायां कस्याञ्चित् महिष्यां स्नेहं कृत्वा पश्चात् सन्यासानन्तरं श्रवणे प्रवृत्तोपि तेनैव स्नेहेन जनितात् प्रतिबन्धात् तत्त्वं गुरुणा उपदिष्टमपि न ज्ञातवान् इत्येवं विधा गाथा लोके प्रतीयते। तत्र मम बुद्धिः तत्रैव वर्तते, अन्यप्रतिबन्धकत्वं किमपि नास्ति। परन्तु यावत् अहं महिषस्य पालनं कृतवान् आसम्, इदानीं सन्न्यासाश्रमं स्वीकृत्य अत्र आगतवान् वर्तते इति कृत्वा इतः परं तस्य पालनं सम्यक् भवेद्वा न वा इति न ज्ञायते इति कृत्वा मम बुद्धिः तत्रैव वर्तते इति सः उक्तवान्। अतः गुरुः तदनन्तरम् अवदत् यत् महिषरूपेणैव तत्र परमार्थतत्त्वबोधनम् अहं करोमि इति कृत्वा एते कृतवन्तः इत्यपि दृश्यते। अनुसृत्य गुरुस्नेहं महिष्यां तत्त्वमुक्तवान्, ततो यथावद् वेद एष प्रतिबन्धस्य संशयात् इति। अतः शिष्यानुगुणं गुरोः पाठनं पूर्वकाले आसीत् इत्यपि ज्ञायते। अतः एते विषयाः श्लोकरूपेण रचिताः इति कृत्वा तत् महत् सौकर्याय वर्तते इत्यपि दृश्यते। अपैदीक्षिताः अपि द्वैत अद्वैत शिवविशिष्टाद्वैतं विष्णुविशिष्टाद्वैतम् इत्यादि एवं वर्तते, वदामि तद्वदामि। अतः नाम एतत् नाटकं वर्तते, एतत् पूर्वमेव नाम इदं नाटकरूपेण कर्तृत्वस्य कारणं किम् इति कथयन्नस्मि तावदेव। अत्र एते शास्त्रविषयाः श्लोकरूपेणैव रचिताः वर्तन्ते इति दृश्यते। अनन्तरमेव नैषधादि काव्यम् इत्यादिकं पञ्चमहाकाव्यं वा नाटकं वा सर्वम् आगतं वर्तते। पूर्वं शास्त्रविषयाणामपि इदं श्लोकरूपेण रचनम् इत्यादिकं पूर्वम् आसीदिति उक्त्वा तत्र आगच्छामि अहम्। अतः तत्र इदं रुचिः तेषामपि आगता स्यात् इति चिन्तयामि, नल्लाध्वरिवर्याणाम्। अतः जीवन्मुक्तिकल्याणेऽस्मिन् नाटके विद्यमानाः 12,200 श्लोकाः पञ्चाङ्गेषु विभक्ताः वर्तन्ते। अयं कविः सारतया संग्रहेण च अद्वैतवेदान्तविषयान् विशेषतः जाग्रत्स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्थात्रयं जगतः मिथ्यात्वं मायादीञ्च एतन्नाटकद्वारा सम्यक् निगदितवान्। अस्य नाटकस्य कथावस्तुना आत्मसाक्षात्कारः अर्थात् जीवन्मुक्तिः प्रतिपाद्यते। स्वगुरूणां श्री सदाशिवब्रह्मेन्द्राणां समाधिस्थितिम् अवलोक्य तदाकृष्टः अयं नल्लाध्वरिः अतिचित्रक्रमकवनपथा नाटकमिदं रचितवान् इति गम्यते। अस्य नाटकस्य कथायाः संक्षेपः एवं वर्तते। जीवः राजा राजमहिष्या बुद्ध्या जायमानानि दुःखानि जागृतावस्थायाम् अनुभूय बुद्धिराहित्यात् सुषुप्त्यवस्थायाम् आनन्दञ्च अवाप्य निरतिशयम् इदमेव सुखम् अर्थात् सम्पूर्णानन्दं सर्वदा अवाप्तुकामः तत्प्रतिबन्धात्मकान् अरिषड्वर्गान् निर्जित्य गुरोः प्रसादेन साधनसम्पत्त्यादि साहाय्येन च तुरीयावस्थां प्राप्य ब्रह्मणि च लयमेति इति। अत्र राज्ञा यत् सुखम् अनुभूयते तदेव जीवन्मुक्त्याख्य स्त्रीपात्रद्वारा वर्णयति कविः। अपि च तस्याः प्राप्त्युपाये अन्तरायभूतान् कामादीन् तथा तान् जेतुम् आत्मगुणमपि कथायां पात्रत्वेन रचयति। अत्र अरिषड्वर्गाः आत्मगुणाश्च अत्र पात्रत्वेन कल्पिताः वर्तन्ते। तत्र अयं श्लोकः एवं दृश्यते अत्र जीवन्मुक्तिनाटके। कामादयः सन्तु सहस्रमप्यस्य सहायभूताः बलिनस्तथापि महत्तरैरात्मगुणैर्भृतस्य ममाग्रतस्थातुमिह क्षमः कः इति। अत्र गौतमधर्मसूत्रे 40 संस्काराः अत्र उक्ताः वर्तन्ते। तेषु अन्यतमस्य न्यूनत्वेपि आत्मगुणाः सन्ति चेत् पुण्यं प्राप्तुं शक्यते इति उच्यते। तदपि अत्र जीवन्मुक्तिनाटकेपि कविः अत्र उक्तो वर्तते। तदपि दृश्यते यत् आकृष्य षड्भिररिभिर् विषयान्धकूपे प्रक्षिप्यमान तनुरत्र भवनाकाण्डे आविर्भवद्भिरलम् आत्मगुणैः अमीभिः अध्यासितोपि उपनयद्भिरमुं प्रदेशम् इति। अतः अत्र आत्मगुणस्य श्लाघनमपि तत्र दृश्यते। एवं सूत्रधारनट्योः संवादमारभ्य प्रतिपदमपि कवेः कथाप्रतिपादनकौशलं श्लाघनार्हं भवति। सूत्रधार आरोपितदूषणस्य प्रतिवचनरूपेण एकवाक्येन नटीद्वारा उत्तरकथनव्याजेन कथायाः मूलवस्तुनिर्देशः क्रियते। भुक्तभोगं माम् उज्झित्वा अन्यया कयापि कन्यया निर्वृत्तो भवतु आर्यः इति। अत्र इदं वैशिष्ट्यं कवेः वर्तते यत् निर्वृतशब्दस्थाने तृप्तो भव इति प्रयोगे कृतेपि उचितः स्यात्। परं निर्वृतशब्दस्य मोक्षपर्यायवाचित्वात् अस्य शब्दस्य प्रयोगः कृतः इति भाति। एवमेव अयं जीवः नायिकां बुद्धिं परित्यज्य स्त्रीरूपां जीवन्मुक्तिस्थितिम् अनुभोक्तुं प्रयतते। अग्रिमवाक्यकथनद्वारा कविः स्वाभिप्रायं निवेदयति। नर्तितव्यं नाम त्वया यावत् प्रतिभासं प्रारब्धमनुसारेण ततस्तु परं स्वत एव परावर्तिष्यसे इति। एवम् अत्र प्रपञ्चमिथ्यात्वं श्लोकरूपेण कथं तैः रचितं वर्तते इति उक्त्वा विरमामि। मिथ्या समुल्लसतु नाम जगद्विचित्रमेतावतापि मां तत्त्वविदो न हानिः। स्वप्ने भयंकर गजादि निरीक्षणेपि न स्वाप्निकत्वम् अनुसन्धतोऽस्ति भीतिः इति। नाम स्वप्ने अतिभयंकर स्वप्नादिकम् आगच्छति, परन्तु तदनन्तरम् इदं स्वप्नं मया ह्यः दृष्टवान्, अहं दृष्टवान् इति विचिन्त्यमाने सति तदा भीतिर्भवति वा? कापि भीतिर् तत्र नास्ति इति उच्यते। स्वप्ने भयंकर गजादि निरीक्षणेपि न स्वाप्निकत्वम् अनुसन्धतोऽस्ति भीतिः इति। अनन्तरम् अद्यास्तु मे वपुः आशशितारमास्तां कस्तावतापि मम चिद्वपुषो विशेषः कुम्भे विनश्यति चिरं समवस्थितो वा कुम्भाम्बरस्य न हि कोऽपि विशेषलेशः इति। अत्र अस्य शरीरस्य इदं मरणम् अद्य वा अस्तु अथवा यावत् शशि तारादिकं भवेत् तावत्पर्यन्तं वा भवतु, मम कापि नाम चिद्वपुषः कापि हानिर्नास्ति इति। अत्र उदाहरणं प्रदर्श्यते। कुम्भे विनश्यति चिरं समवस्थिते वा कुम्भाम्बरस्य। घटगत इदम् आकाशः वर्तते खलु, कुम्भनाशे घटान्तर्वर्ती आकाशस्य कापि हानिर्नास्ति। तद्वत् अद्य वा मरणमस्तु श्वो वा मरणं भवतु शरीरस्यैव भवति, चिद्वपुषः मम कापि हानिर्नास्ति इति अयं विषयः श्लोकरूपेण तैः उक्तो वर्तते। अनन्तरम् आभासमात्र तनवो जगती विकल्पाः मां न स्पृशन्त्यपि निरस्तसमस्तसङ्गम् आरोपिताः मलिनतादि विचित्रधर्माः लिम्पन्ति किं विमलं वियदन्तरम्। अत्र इदं मलिनाः यावन्तः भवेयुः तत्सर्वम् इदम् आरोपिताश्चेदपि वियदादि नाम इदं स्पेस् मध्ये इदम् आरोपिताश्चेदपि तत्र लेपनं किमपि न भवेत् इति उच्यते। किमपि लेपनं नास्ति इति। तद्वत् आभासमात्रतनवो जगती विकल्पाः, केवलम् आभासमात्रमिति। छान्दोग्ये उच्यते खलु, वाचारम्भणं विकारो नामधेयं मृत्तिकेत्येव सत्यमिति। केवलम् आभासमात्रतनवः जगती विकल्पाः मां न स्पृशन्त्यपि इति। अनन्तरम् अत्र उक्तिप्रत्यस्त्ररूपेण केचन श्लोकाः अत्र रचिताः वर्तन्ते। अत्र अनुग्रहः पृच्छति वत्स श्रवणशर्मन् कथं नाम द्वैतवादः त्वया निर्जितः इति प्रश्नः क्रियते। श्रवणशर्मा कथयति, भगवन् श्रूयतां स खलु प्रथमं प्रपञ्चो मिथ्येति मम सिंहनादमाकर्ण्य तदसहमानः प्रत्यवतिष्ठत अचिक्षिपच्च युक्तिबाणं। प्रपञ्चो मिथ्या चेत् कथम् अयमबाधः स्फुरतिनो न तुच्छस्य क्वापि स्फुरणम् उपपन्नं त्रिभुवने कथञ्चित् तुच्छोपि स्फुरति यदि तर्हि स्फुरतु नः स्वयं वन्ध्यासूनुर्गगन कुसुमालंकृत तनुः इति। प्रपञ्चो मिथ्या चेत् इदं साक्षात् द्रष्टुं शक्यते। लोकः विचित्रः लोकः अस्माभिः दृश्यते। अत्र इदं नास्ति चेत् कथमत्र स्फुरणं भवेत्? प्रपञ्चस्फुरणम् अत्र दृश्यते इति कृत्वा इदं मिथ्याति कथं वक्तुं शक्यते इति। कथञ्चित् तुच्छोपि स्फुरति यदि तर्हि तुच्छश्चेदपि यदि स्फुरति तर्हि वन्द्यासूनोरपि अलङ्कृततनुत्वेन तत् स्फुरणं भवतु इति अत्र आक्षेपः कृतः। स च युक्तिबाणः तत्क्षणमेव प्रत्युक्तेन मत्प्रयुक्तेन प्रतियुक्तिबाणेन निवारितः इति कृत्वा असौ अत्यन्तासन्निः भवति वन्ध्यासुतैव प्रतीतिः तेनास्य प्रसरणम् उपैति प्रभवति। यदि ब्राह्मी विद्या निजमतिविकासं वितनुते तदा सर्वोऽप्येष प्रविशति समूलप्रविलयम्। इदं तु वन्द्यातनुः इत्युक्ते तत् अत्यन्तासत्। तद्वत् अत्र जगत् नाम इदं प्रपञ्चस्य प्रतीतिस्तु तावद् अत्यन्तासत्वं नास्ति इति कृत्वा प्रतीतिर्वर्तते इत्युच्यते। असौ अत्यन्तासन्नः भवति वन्ध्यासुत इव प्रतीतिः तेन अस्य प्रसरणम् उपैतुं प्रभवति इति कृत्वा। अनन्तरं कदा तस्य नाशो भवेत् इति कृत्वा इति चेत् यदि ब्राह्मी विद्या निजमतिविकासं वितनुते, ब्रह्म परमात्मतत्त्वज्ञानं विकसितं चेत् वितनुते तदा सर्वोप्येषः प्रविशति समूलप्रविलयम् इति। अनन्तरं तेन अस्तीति प्रविभाव्यमानमखिलैर् अर्थक्रियार्हं जगत् नास्तीति प्रतिपाद्यते कथमिदं नानाविधाकारवत्। नानाविचित्राकारेण परिदृश्यमानस्य अस्य जगतः मिथ्यात्वं कथं त्वया उच्यते? नाम इदं कार्यनिर्वाहः वर्तते खलु, तत्र क्रियानिर्वाहः इति उच्यते। अस्तीति प्रविभाव्यमानमखिलैः अर्थक्रियार्हं जगत्, अर्थक्रियादिकं तत्र वर्तते इति कृत्वा कथं नास्ति इति वक्तुं शक्यते इति इत्यस्त्रमुपन्यस्तम् इति प्रत्यस्त्रमुपन्यस्तं। तच्च वाचा केवलमिति विश्वमितीत्यारभ्यते विभ्रमात् एतस्यैव महापराक्रमवशात् अर्थक्रियानुक्रमः। इदं केवलं वाग् आलम्बनमात्रमिति, वाचारम्भणं विकारो नामधेयं मृत्तिकेत्येव सत्यमिति कृत्वा केवलं वागालम्बनमात्रं वर्तते इति कृत्वा व्यवहारः चलति। वास्तविकतया अत्र इदम् आगमापायिनो नित्याः इति गीतायां वर्तते खलु, केवलं वागालम्बनमात्रमेव विचारतया परमात्मतत्त्वत्वेन यदि परिदृश्यमाने तर्हि सुखदुःखादिकं वास्तविकतया नास्ति इति उच्यते। तद्वत् अत्र अनन्तरं इत्यस्त्रेण प्रत्यवारयम् अस्त्रान्तरञ्च प्रयोजयमिति कृत्वा चिज्योतिरेव जगदात्मतया चकास्ति, समापयामि, जगदात्मतया चकास्ति वस्त्वन्तरं किमपि नास्ति विचार्यमाने रज्जोर्भ्रमाधिकरणादपि रज्जुसर्पस्तत्त्वान्तरं भवितुमर्हति किं कथञ्चित् इति कृत्वा एवमत्र वास्तविकतया परमात्मस्वरूपमेव अत्र जगदाकारेण परिणमते, एतदतिरिच्य वस्त्वन्तरं किमपि नास्ति इति उच्यते। अत्र सम्पूर्णतया अस्मिन् नाटके वेदान्तविषयाः एव अत्र प्रतिपादिताः वर्तन्ते। तेषु केचन अंशाः स्थालीपुलाकन्यायेन मया अत्र प्रतिपादिताः। अवकाशं दत्तवद्भ्यः सर्वेभ्यः मदीयां धन्यवादां निवेद्य विरमामि। धन्यवादाः।
अनिवार्यतया अवकाशं वृद्धेभ्यः अनिवार्यतया अवकाशः एव अत्र स्थगितः। थैंक यू। नेक्स्ट डॉक्टर सुरेश।
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। चतुर्मुख मुखाम्भोज वनहंस वधूर्मम मानसे रमतां नित्यं सर्वशुक्ला सरस्वती। अन्तिमतया तेषाम् आश्रये सर्वं चलति। तेषाम् अत्र सत्राध्यक्षान् मामकेन गुरुवर्यांश्च वारं वारं प्रणम्य इदानीं सङ्गोष्ठ्यामस्याम् अतिसारांशतया अतिसूक्ष्मरूपेण एकं प्रहसनं स्वीकृत्य किञ्चित् विवेचयामि। शृंगार नारदीयम् इति नाम प्रहसनं रूपकं। दशविधरूपकेषु अन्यतमं भवति नाटकमिति सर्वे वयं जानीमः, परन्तु प्रहसनस्य किञ्चित् स्वारस्यम् अधिकं विद्यते। कथम् इति चेत् झटित्येव हासादिकम् आगच्छति खलु, अतः प्रहसनस्य प्रामुख्यं दातुकामः। इदं नाटकं स्वीकृतम्। इदं प्रहसनरूपकस्य उपकर्ता तावत् वर्षचतुष्टयात् प्राक् अस्माकं बालसार महोदयैः एव दत्तमिदं पुस्तकं। तदिदानीं स्मृत्वा किञ्चित् विवेचयामि। प्रथमं प्रहसनरीत्या इदं नाटकं भवति वा इति विवेचनीयं। तत्र अस्य कविः भवति महालिङ्गशास्त्री इति महाशयः। ते तावत् अप्पय्यदीक्षितपरम्परायाम् आगतः। तस्य पिता अपि महामहोपाध्याय बिरुदा अलङ्कृतः। एवम् एतैः प्रहसनमपि कृतं। पश्यन्तु भोः, अतीव शास्त्रीवर्याः, परन्तु प्रहसने तावत् दत्तचित्ताः भवन्ति। अतः सामान्यकामक्रीडादिविषये वा शास्त्रविषये वा महान् तत्र भेदः नास्ति। इत्युक्ते अहं शास्त्री भवामि, अनुष्ठाता भवामि, तथापि मम प्रहसनादिकं वा मया कर्तुं पार्यते इत्यपि ज्ञायते ध्वनिना। अपि च अत्र प्रहसनविषयेपि दशरूपके एवम् उक्तं भवति। तद्वदेव हि प्रहसनम् इति सूत्रं लिखितं भवति। दशरूपके कारिका भवति। तद्वदेव इत्युक्ते इतः पूर्वं तावत् नाटक सप्रकरण बाण प्रहसन बाण डिमः व्यायोग समवगार वीथ्य अंक ईघामृगाः दशरूपकाणि प्रोक्तानि। तत्र बाणविषयस्य विवेचनं कृत्वा तदनन्तरं प्रहसनस्य विवेचनं क्रियते धनञ्जयाचार्येण। तद्वदेव तच्छब्देन तावत् बाणवत् प्रहसनं भवति। इत्युक्ते अत्र अनन्तरं प्रहसनं तत् त्रेधा विभक्तं भवति। वस्तुस्थित्या भरदाचार्यैः शुद्ध संकीर्णरूपेणैव भेदद्वयं प्रहसनस्य कृतं, परन्तु धनञ्जय आचार्येण शुद्ध विकृत संकीर्णरूपे त्रेधा विभक्तं भवति। किमर्थं विकृतस्य आवश्यकता अहं वदामि चेत् इदं शृङ्गारनारदीयं नाम प्रहसनं रूपकं विकृतं प्रहसनं भवति। यतः विकृतप्रहसनस्य लक्षणं किम् इति चेत् कामुकादि वचोवेशैः षण्डकञ्चिकी तापसैः इति उक्तं भवति। यत्र अर्थात् यस्मिन् रूपके षण्ड कंचिक तापसादयः कामुकादिवेशभाषायुताः सन्तः अभिनयन्ति तत् विकृतरूप प्रयुक्त अभिनयात्मकत्वात् विकृतं नाम प्रहसनम्। अत्र अस्मिन् सन्दर्भे कः सम्बन्धः इति चेत् अत्र नारदः स्त्रीरूपं धृत्वा नडति, तत्रैव प्रहसनस्य एतद् विषयः। परन्तु आन्तं न कथयामि, संक्षेपेण कथामात्रं कथयामि। तत्र प्रहसनरूपके धनञ्जयोक्तप्रकारम् एवं शारदातनयोक्तप्रकारं मुखसन्धिः एवं निरभगणसन्धिः उभौ सन्धिः तावत् निवेशितव्यो इति उक्तौ भवतः। तद्रीत्या मुखसन्धिविषये बीजबिन्दुपताका प्रकरणकार्यलक्षणः अर्थप्रकृतिरूपेण आरम्भे यत्र प्राप्त्य शनेताब्दे फलागमाः अवस्थापञ्चकरूपेण उभयोः परस्परसम्मेलनात् मुखादिपञ्चसन्धिः तत्र सिद्ध्यन्ति इति वयं जानीमः। तद्रीत्या सूत्रधारः प्रथमं कथयति मङ्गलश्लोकनान्त्यन्ते नाटके यत् विषयः भवति तत् सर्वम् अत्र प्रहसने भवति। परन्तु नायिकाविषयतया मुख्यकथापात्रं नास्ति। यथा हास्यम् आवश्यकं खलु। अत्र विदूषकः एकस्मिन् स्थले कथयति, भोः अहं तावद् आर्ये मया अहमस्मि, कृपया नियोगं कुर्वन्तु इति विदूषकः कथयति। सूत्रधारः कथयति, वयस्य नटी किं संवृतोऽसि, भवान् नटी वा मम गृहिणी वा इति परिहासेन पृच्छति। तदर्थं विदूषकः कथयति, तवैव भगिनी भवामि। अस्तु वस्तुस्थित्या अहं पुरुषः। प्रहसनरूपकस्य प्रारम्भः विदूषकमुखेन पूर्वमेव सूचयति। अहं विदूषकः, परन्तु भवतः पत्नी गृहिणी भवामि, कथं? किं भोः परिहासेपि अनौचित्यम् इति अभ्युक्तोक्तिः इति सूत्रधारः कथयति। परिहासेपि अनौचित्यं सूत्रधारः इति कथनेन अयं महालिङ्गकवि तावत् प्रतापरुद्रीयकारं स्मारयति। यदा प्रतापरुद्रीय एव परिहासेपि अनौचित्यं स्वप्नेपि अन्यवधूकतां शत्राविपि अगुणारोपं काकतीन्द्रेण मृष्यति इति तत्र भवति। तद् मनसि निधाय परिहासेपि अनौचित्यम् अस्ति। भोः भवान् पुमान् भवति, मम पत्नी कदापि भवितुं न अर्हसि, अतः कथं वा मम पत्नी स्यात् इति पृच्छति। भोः एवं नास्ति, किं पुरुषः स्त्री न भवति? कुतः भवति? अत्र नारदस्य स्त्रीपात्रं ददामि इति पूर्वमेव सूचयति। एवं रीत्या तत्र किञ्चित् अतः अर्थात् पुरुषो नारी या स्त्री सापि अर्थतः पुमान्येव नारी भवतु वस्तुस्थित्या, परन्तु पुमानेव। नाटके प्रहसनरूपके अपि नारदः एकस्मिन् सरोवरे स्नानं कृत्वा आगमनसमये स्त्रीरूपं धृत्वा आगच्छति, परन्तु तस्य आत्मा नारदत्वमेव भजते। भाषणस्य अहं नारदः इत्येव कथयति नारदः स्त्रीरूपेण दृष्ट्वा। तदर्थमेव पुरुषो नारीरूपेण स्थित्वा पुरुषः एवं वदति इति विदूषकः हास्यास्पदेन कथयति। अपि च अन्यत्र किञ्चित् स्वारस्यं भवति। अस्तु भोः, सूत्रधारः कथयति, श्रीनारद नाद सरोरुह भृंग शुभांग भेषनिभः। भेषनिभः इत्युक्ते अस्माकं तमिळ् भाषा भेष नास्ति, भा नाम नक्षत्र नाम, भेषः इत्युक्ते चन्द्रः, भेषनिभः चन्द्रतुल्यः इति कथयति। विदूषकः तदपि स्वीकृत्य श्रीनारद नाद सरोरुह इति पदेन अयं विदूषकः एवं अस्मान् बोधयति, एवं नास्ति, अत्र नारदः स्त्रीरूपं धृत्वा आगच्छति, तस्य नाम तावत् रदना, नारद रदना। एवं रीत्या अतः तदपि हास्यरूपेण, यतः कामुकादिवेशादिकं धृत्वा अल्प कामविषयादिकं न भाषणीयं, परन्तु हास्यप्रदानेन किञ्चित् अस्माकं बुद्धिः वर्धनीया, तदेव प्रहसनस्य मुख्यं प्रयोजनं। तद्वत् अत्र कथयति, किं चेत् श्रीना रदना दसरो रुहभृङ् गहभुङ् ग, एवं रीत्या श्रीना रदना अनेन पदेन तावत् एवमेव गायनीयं, तत्र गानरूपेण गातव्यं खलु इति कथयति। तत्र विदूषकः एवं कथयति, एवं नास्ति, वयं तावत् इदानीं नाटके प्रविशामः, अत्र गन्धर्वमिथुनादिकम् आगताः सन्ति, तत् पश्यामः इति उक्त्वा विदूषकः गच्छति। निर्दिष्टप्रकारं तत्र नाटके उक्तं भवति, गन्धर्वमिथुन उभयोः तावत् सरसलीलाविलासादिकं हास्यरूपेण कामकेलि विषयादिकं सम्यक् प्रोक्तं भवति। तदनन्तरं तत्समये तावत् नारदः आगच्छति। आगमनसमये नारदः कथयति स्वविधं, मगदिदं प्रहसनं संवृत्तं भोः इति कथयति। किं जातम्? एतत् मिथुनसंयोगं दृष्ट्वा अहं पापी भवामि, नास्ति अहं स्नानं करिष्यामि इति, अहं तु दुर्निमित्तं भवामि इदानीं पुनः चिन्तयति अहं तावत् दुर्निमित्तरूपेण एतयोः भवामि वा अतः मम आगमनम् मिथुनस्य दुर्निमित्तं वा इति पुनः हास्यरूपेण ददाति। अपि च हास्यप्रदविषये तावत् अत्र अन्यदपि सूचनीयं स्मितं हसितं विकसितम् उपगसितम् अपगसितम् अतिगसितम् इति षड्विधहास्यविषयाः विद्यन्ते। तत्सर्वेपि हास्यविषयाः प्रगसने स्थापनीयाः इति नियमः भवति। तत्सर्वमपि अत्र उक्तं भवति। एवं रीत्या नारदः आगच्छति, किञ्चित् शीघ्रमेव समापयामि। सरस्तीरम् अवतीर्य स्नाति, स्नानात् आगमनसमये स्त्रीरूपं दृष्ट्वा आगच्छति। ऋक्षरजः नाम एकः वानरमुखः मनुष्यशरीरयुक्तः मनुष्यः आगच्छति। सः तावत् समस्त स्त्रियं भोक्तकामः तत्रैव तिष्ठति। नारदमपि अभिगणय्य भवान् अहं कः, अहं नारदः, भवान् इदानीं नारदः नास्ति, यदा सरोवरे त्वं मग्ना वा मग्नो वा भवसि तदा स्त्रीरूपं स्वीकृतम्, अतः इदानीं मम भागे मम तत्र भोक्तकामा एव त्वं भवसि इति कथयति। नाहम्, अहं ब्रह्मणः पुत्रः पूर्वं ब्रह्मणः स्नुषा इति कथयतु। ब्रह्मणः माट्टुपण् सोल्लिन् पोन्ना मरिटन् इदानीं स्त्रीरूपेण परिवर्तितं भवति, स्नुषा इति कथयतु इति कथयति। एवं चेत् परस्पर आलापसमये नारदः अतीव अत्यधिकहास्यादिकम् अधिकतया आगच्छति। समस्त पदस्वारस्यम् अधिकं भवति, हास्यध्वनिरपि कुत्रचित् भवति। अन्ते आगच्छामि, अस्तु एकम् उपायं कृत्वा सिञ्चयामि इति स्त्रीणाम् अशिक्षितपटुत्वम् इति कालिदासीयं वचनं भवति शाकुन्तले। तत् स्मृत्वा अहं तावत् अस्तु भवान् भवतः अहम् अपेक्षे खलु, अस्तु आगच्छामि, किं चेत् इदानीं सरोवरे त्वमपि स्नानं कुरु, झटिति आगच्छ। कामपीडितवशात् ऋक्षरजस्य अपि पुनः तत्र सरोवरम् अवतीर्य स्नानं कृतवान्। स्नानात् उत्तीर्णसमये सः अपि सा अभवत्, सः अपि स्त्रीरूपेण आगच्छति। अतः इदानीं समानः आगच्छति, अतः चिन्ता मास्तु। अतीव खिन्नमनस्कः आसीत् सः। तदनन्तरम् उभयोः वार्तालापं कृत्वा अस्तु इदानीं तावत् नारदः कथयति, स्त्रीरूपवेषधारणेनैव मम यत् कष्टं स्त्रीणां कष्टं मया अनुभूयते इति पुनः पुनः स्मारयति। सर्वसमये तद् बहुदास्यरूपे सम्यक् चलति। अन्ते तावत् मम शरणागतिः नारायणः एव, कृपया नारायण मां रक्षतु इति नारदः रदनारूपेण स्थित्वा आह्वयति। झटिति नारायणः आगच्छति। तदा नारदः कथयति एकं तत्त्वं, भोः पश्यन्तु भोः, नारदरूपेण स्थित्वा वीणागानादिकं सर्वं श्रावयित्वा सर्वत्र अटनं कृत्वा सर्वत्र गतवान्। तदा कुत्रापि नारायणदर्शनम् आगतं, परन्तु स्त्रीरूपं दृष्ट्वा आह्वानं झटिति नारायणः आगतः खलु। भोः अहमपि मोहिनी अवतारं स्वीकृतवान्, परमेश्वर मया भुक्तः, चिन्ता मास्तु, अतः एतदपि समीचीनमेव इत्युक्तरीत्या सम्यक् प्रचाल्य प्रहसनं समाप्तिमेष्यति। एवं रीत्या शृङ्गार नारदीयं नाम प्रहसनम् एवं विरचितं भवति। धन्यवादः। ममापि च अल्पकाले मया तावत् ह्यः सायङ्काले एव मम नामादिकं दत्तं। तद् झटिति अङ्गीकृत्य अस्माकं बालमहोदयः वासुदेवमहोदयः तावत् सम्यक् विचार्य शीघ्रम् उच्यतामिति मम अनुमतिं दत्तवद्भ्यः तेभ्यः मम प्रप्रथमं हार्दिकनमस्कारोक्तिं वितीर्य अहं विरमामि। नमस्काराः।
Dr. Suresh, very excellently bringing out the contents of the Shringara Narada. All the papers were very interesting. Unfortunately, due to lack of time, I had to cut short all the papers. All the papers were interesting. But they had given a taste of each and every paper so that the others can take up and for further research and they can go through in detail. Each of the thought out beautifully the contents of the papers. I thank all the participants and the Mahalinga Shastri in particular. Namaskar. Actually, வந்து அந்த போஸ்ட் இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ் காலத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த சாமூகிக ஸ்திதி பிக்சரைஸ் பண்ணி வெளியில் கொண்டு வந்திருக்கு. அந்த சமயத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய வெஸ்டர்ன் இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் இங்கே பிராமணத்தினுடைய அந்த கல்ச்சர் எப்படி அவர் அந்த பெரிய ட்ராமாவில் அப்பப்போ போர்ட்ரே பண்ணி காமிச்சிருக்காரு. எப்படி அந்த சாமூகிக ஸ்திதி அந்தந்த காலத்தில் வந்து ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆகிருக்கும் அந்தந்த ட்ராமாவில். இது ட்ராமாவோ போய்ட்ரியோ என்ன ஒர்க் இருக்கட்டும், அந்தந்த காலத்தில் இருக்க பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் வந்து சாமூகிக ஸ்திதியை வந்து ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்க இந்த மகாலிங்க சாஸ்திரி வந்து அவர் சூத்திரதார நடி மூலமாக சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காரு, இந்த பிராமணனுடைய அந்த ஸ்வபாவம் எப்படி விட்டு போயிடுதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு சூத்திரதார நடி ரூபத்தில் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காரு. அவர் கேட்கிறார் சூத்திரதாரர், கிந்தாவத்தே கோத்திரநாம, அவர் விது தத்துவ அபிவாதன சமய பற்றியது தத்துவ அபிவாதன சமய சூத்த ததேவ பிரிச்சாமி அது சொல்கிறான் விதூஷகன், கதம் அங்கான் பிருஷ்டா கலிங்கான் உபஸ்பிருஷசி அத்தப்புறம் சந்தியாவந்தனம் அப்படி பிரிச்சசி கிம், சந்தியாவந்தனம் கிம் அப்படி கேட்குறான். அந்த சமயத்தில் அந்த போஸ்ட் இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ் பீரியடில் அந்த வெஸ்டர்ன் கல்ச்சர் எவ்வளோ கெட்டு போயிட்டுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு, எத் சத்தியம் சிராய விருத்த அபிவாதன விச்சேதாது அபிவாதன கிரம ஏவ மயா விஸ்மிருதா, எப்படி போயிட்டு பாருங்க. இது மட்டும் இல்லை, அந்த வீட்டுக்குள்ளேயே செருப்பு நடக்கக்கூடிய அந்த சுபாவம், அந்த பனியன் போட்டுட்டே இருக்கக்கூடிய சுபாவம், இது எல்லாமே அது அப்படியே வெளியில் கொண்டு வந்திருக்கார் அந்த மகாலிங்க சாஸ்திரி. இந்த வெஸ்டர்ன் இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் வந்ததுனால, மெக்காலேயனுடைய சிஸ்டத்தினால வந்ததுனால, அது நம்மளுடைய அப்போ வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய மாடர்ன் ரிட்டர்ன் ஒர்க்கில் அந்த சமயத்தில் அப்பா சாஸ்திரி ராஷி வடேகர்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதர்ம விபாகம், இப்போ அலிகாரிகள் பிள்ளை இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த அலிகாரிகள் இவர் ஜீவன் முக்தி கல்யாணத்தில் வந்து வாதி பிரத்யஸ்திரவாதி வந்து அவர் வந்து சமாதானம் சொல்றது, ஆக்ஷேப சமாதானம் வந்து யுத்த ரூபமாக வர்ணிச்சிருக்கார் நல்ல கவி. இவர் இன்னொரு நாடகமும் பண்ணியிருக்கார் சித்தவர்த்தி கல்யாணம் சொல்லிட்டு, அது கிடைக்கல, அது மேன்ஸ்கிரிப்ட் இருக்கா எங்கேருந்து. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்தந்த காலாவதியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய டெக்ஸ்ட் அப்படியே ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் பண்ணி அந்த சொசைட்டியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பாத்திரத்தினால, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அந்த சாமூகிக ஸ்துதி எல்லா ஒர்க்குமே, எந்த காவியம் எடுத்துட்டாலும் நாடகம் எடுத்துட்டாலும் நம்ம அதுக்குள்ள டீட்டெயிலாக போகிற சமயத்தில் அந்தந்த பரிஸ்திதி நம்மளுக்கு கிடைக்கிறது. சோஷியல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட், கல்ச்சரல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட், அப்படி எப்படி சாமூகிக ஸ்திதி இருந்திருக்கா, அப்போ எல்லாமே எப்படி இருந்திருக்குங்கிறது இந்த பாத்திரத்தினுடைய மூலமாக அப்படி தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு. இப்போ நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த சிங்கார நேரத்தினால் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த ஒரு இந்த காமுக அவஸ்தா அந்த இருக்கிறது, அது வந்து அப்படியும் மலிச்சு போயிருக்குன்னு சொல்லி இது எல்லாமே இந்த ட்ராமாவை வந்து எலாபரேட்டாக படிக்கிறச்ச அந்த ஜக்கு ஓகல பூஷணாவோட ஒர்க்கு, இந்த ஜக்கு ஓகலோட பூஷணாவோட ஒர்க்கு எல்லாமே இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக இருக்கும். அந்த ஒர்க்கு எல்லாமே இப்படி இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு டேஸ்ட்டுக்காக காமிச்சது. ஸோ தட் வி கேன் டேக் அப் தட் ஒர்க் அண்ட் சம்படி வாஸ் டெல்லிங். ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் த ட்ராமா. அந்த இவர் காலம்பர விவேகானந்தா காலேஜ் பையன் குருராஜ், ஸோ அந்த ட்ராமாலெல்லாம் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த ட்ராமாலாம் எடுத்துட்டாக்கா ஃபியூச்சர் ரிசர்ச் ஸ்காலர்ஸ் கேன் டேக் அப் ஃபார் ஃபர்தர் ஸ்டடி அண்ட் ரிசர்ச். தே கேன் பிரிங் அவுட் அதர் சைலண்ட் ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் ஆஃப் ட்ராமாஸ் அண்ட் அதர் திங்ஸ். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி அழகாக எல்லா பேப்பர் ப்ரெசன்டேஷனும் எக்ஸலண்ட்டாக இருந்தது. Unfortunately, due to lack of time, I had to cut short. Kindly pardon us. So இது எல்லாம் முன்னாடி வந்திருந்ததுன்னு சொன்னாங்க, நிறைய பேப்பர் வரலன்னு சொல்லிட்டு முதல்ல கொஞ்சம் லிபரல், பின்னாடி பேப்பர் லிபரலாக டைம் விட்டுட்டோம். பார்த்தா எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு, அதனால பின்னாடி இருக்கக்கூடிய பேப்பரை வந்து கட் ஷார்ட் பண்ண வேண்டியதாக போயிடுது. எல்லா பேப்பரும் இருந்தது, இந்த டைம் ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியாக போனதுனால I had to cut short. வாலிடிக்டரி அட்ரஸ் ப்ரொஃபஸர் வேறு வந்துட்டார். ஸோ ஐ தேங்க் டாக்டர் பால சீனிவாசன் எனக்கு ஒரு உட்கார வச்சு பர்மிஷன் கொடுத்ததுக்கு thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. There cannot be any other person than TV Vasudeva sir for this session, for he enjoys reading modern literature. You could have seen how enthusiastically he has added to all the papers. So thank you very much, sir. I thank the endowment makers of Srimati Sundarambal Endowment and Dr. S. Jayashri Memorial Endowment, under which we have had this 4th session, Modern Sanskrit Dramas and Allegorical Plays. Thank you very much. And now we'll be coming to the end of the 2-day national seminar with the valedictory function. So we'll be continuing. The chief guest is here. I request the chief guest and others to come on to the stage. Our director, Dr. K.S. Balasubramaniam Mahodaya, to give the welcome address.
On behalf of the Sanskrit Academy and the Kuppuswamy Sastra Research Institute, it's my privilege to welcome our own Professor Dr. Devi Prasad, whom we know for more than 4 decades as a research scholar and then as a staff of this institute also. He has been here for a very long time. He was a student of this college and later he became the professor of Sahitya. So, hearty welcome to you, sir. He is also the Vice President of the Sanskrit Academy. And we welcome all of you for this valedictory function. Without taking much time, I would like to announce the honoring of Professor Devi Prasad. Professor Devi Prasad is an exemplary scholar in Sahitya and other subjects. Sitting in these premises, we could hear when Dr. Suresh uttered the first verse, Sarva Shukla Saraswati, we were immediately thinking of Professor Devi Prasad. The way he used to teach Sahitya, and whenever we had any queries, we used to go and ask him whether it is Prahelika or any other thing, Alankara Shastra. Immediately he would give the answer. Not only that, he would give the references also. And he has done the translation for Shivalilarnava of Nilakanta Dikshita. And he is a Panchabhasha Pravina. And he used to write excellent poems in different meters. More than all these things, he is very easily approachable for any one of us at any time. Any clarification, he was always ready to give the solution for any problem of the students as well as the staff as well as research scholars. And he has given numerous lectures in this very hall, and each one of the lectures we have been fortunate to listen, and the way he recites the sloka and the way he is able to imprint the ideas in our hearts is something remarkable. The way he used to talk about Shabdamula Dhvani, for example, how even the voice culture makes a difference when we utter certain words. Only Professor Devi Prasad can exhibit it in his voice. Such a great scholar, an unassuming person, he is here to give the valedictory address on behalf of the Sanskrit Academy and the Kuppuswamy Sastry Research Institute. I request Dr. K. Srinivasan, President of the Academy, to honor Professor Devi Prasad.
चतुर्मुख मुखाम्भोजवन हंसवधूर्मम मनसे रमतां नित्यं सर्वशुक्ला सरस्वती परस्पर तपस्संपत्फलायित परस्परौ प्रपंच माता पितरौ प्रांचौ जायापतिस्तु महा. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Respected the Director of the Kuppuswamy Sastry Research Institute, Shri Dr. Balasubramaniam, respected Deputy Director, Shri Vasudeva, Dr. Vasudeva, respected Dr. K. Srinivasan, former Principal of Vivekananda College and the President of the Sanskrit Academy, present President of the Sanskrit Academy, respected former Director of the KSRA, Mr. Kameshwari, Dr. Kameshwari, Dr. Sita Sundar-Raman, coordinators of this
grand function, seminar, should call it a seminar. The coordinators of this seminar, Miss Lavanya and Dr. P.C. Muralidharan. Both are assistant professors of the KSRA. Respected different faculty members of the various institutions, universities, and great academicians, dear elders and students, and lovers of the Sanskrit and its literature, and dear students, my humble salutations to all. And I have a great pleasure in giving this valedictory address. It is just a simple formality to give such address, because whatever I have to talk was already presented by many scholars, many professors. Already the topics were divided into 3 excellently. And the dramas, there are various dramas, the divisions of the dramas, different dramas based on epics, based on Puranas, epics Mahabharata and Ramayana, based on Puranas. And one more variety we can add to that, based on Brihat Katha. Brihat Katha, the author was Grunatya. The dramas like Ratnavali, Swapanavasa Datta and other, they are all based on Brihat Katha. And then comes to the more modern age, allegorical plays. I don't know, in Hindi and other languages, the allegorical plays are translated as Rupaka Rupakani, Natakani iti. I don't know the correct word, but they are translating like this. The very Natakam is called Rupakam. But somehow in other languages, literature of other languages, it is called as Rupaka Natakani, like that. So historical. Then Gunatya is based on Puranas, based on Brihat Katha, based on history. And then allegorical plays like Professor Ramakrishnan and the other members I did not hear. So they have presented Jivan Mukti Kalyanam, like that Sri Vidya Parinayam, and then Ayurvedic text also, Jivanandam of Anandarayamaki. It is wrongly said, actually the author is Vedakavi. He might have put the name of his patron, Anandarayamaki, it seems. I am not sure. So Professor Raghavan and others, they have opined like that. Vedakavi. Somehow these are allegorical dramas. And one more incomplete manuscript is there in the university library. Now it is in the Anna Centenary Library. I think we have to search for that. We don't know whether it is available or not. Anumiti Parinayam. That is incomplete. That's why nobody is taking for the research. Nowadays, taking that manuscript research for manuscripts for research can be found very, very rare. Everybody prefers a critical study of already published manuscripts, and nobody is interested in doing research in unpublished manuscripts. It is quite wearisome, especially for me. There are a number of manuscripts which are not at all seen the light. And we may not be able to bring out completely, but at least in our life we can pick bring out 3 or 4 or 5, like that. Because number of scholars have brought up this such voluminous works previously. Otherwise, we could not go to do research at all. So, remembering and appreciating their contribution to the unpublished Sanskrit works, at least we have to take some unpublished manuscript for the research. It is my kind advice. I am telling this in every meeting of the scholars, like the gathering of scholars like this. And I have seen a number of universities as an expert in for the research wing, and also in a number of occasions. But very rarely I can see that research scholars who are taking the work of unpublished manuscripts. So, in this occasion, I just advise the students and the guides to encourage the students. Maybe it may be quite difficult, but there is a scheme that we have brought out an excellent, wonderful work. That satisfaction will be there. What is the use of again and again doing Uttarramajiritam, Bhavbhuti's greatness, this and all, Kalidasa? சும்மா எல்லாத்தையுமே பண்ணதையே திருப்பி திருப்பி ஏதோ ஒரு கோணத்தில் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறதுனால என்ன பிரயோஜனம் இருக்கு? ஏதோ ஒரு கோணத்தில் ரிசர்ச்ன்றது என்ன நம்ம பண்ணுறது தான். அதனால அட்லீஸ்ட் வித் த காமெண்ட்ரி, அன்பப்ளிஷ்டு காமெண்ட்ரி எடுத்துக்கலாம். Can take that also. Is my kind advice. Don't think otherwise. And now, dramaturgical texts, Vinati Shastram, not this drama is entirely made to teach the society good and bad. This is the media, just like today's TV serial, TV like that, movies. Is a media, mass media. In olden days, that's why Kalidasa says, Natyam Vinnaruchayar Janasya Bahudhapyekam Samaradhanam. Because different characters will be there, everybody will be satisfied. Maybe a sweeper may come in that. In Shakuntalam, a fisherman comes. So, while observing this drama, even that fisherman will enjoy it. Natyam Vinnaruchayar Janasya. All are not pandits. Sarve api panditaha na bhavanti. Pamaraha api bhavanti. Jivane vibhinna patrani bhavanti. Sarvesham api triptihi yatha syat, anandaha yatha syat. Tatha kachana kala vartate, nataka kala. Eva kantam kratum chakshusham, chakshushakratu. Rudrenedam umakrata vyatikare swange vibhaktam dvida. Saigunyoudbhavamatra rupacharitam nanavidham drishyate. Nanavidham charitam drishyate. In other poems and all we cannot find. We cannot find that much dialogue, that much appealing. Through the drama only we can teach the people with enjoyment. ரசவருத்தின்றது இருக்கணும் இல்லையா? ரசம்ன்றது கம்பல்சரி. அதனால காவியம் யசசே அர்த்தகிருத்தே விவகார விதே சிவேதரக்ஷதே சத்ய பரநிர்வருத்தை. Paranirvriti is the main thing. So, that with Paranirvriti, we do some Upadesham to all, some enjoyment to all. not only for a section of people, but everybody should enjoy. That's why you take Mrichagatikam. You take Mrichagatikam, how many parts? We cannot see. I did not find, maybe, I am sorry, I did not find any drama equivalent to Mrichagatikam. Such an excellent social drama, so many characters, so many different characters. How the police officers behave. Among them, how the ruling party alliance will be there, nexus will be there with the police officers. And the opposition. Same situation is there, shown in Mrichagatikam. And judges, how the judges will be. So how they fear to say the truth, speak the truth, give a right judgment. Because the king's brother-in-law will be sitting there, that is in that drama. So that type of drama we can find only in Sanskrit literature. In fact, that was the oldest drama, oldest social drama, Mrichagatikam. Maybe it may be a replica, some portion of the drama was taken from the Charudattam, it seems. So, the drama is appealing for all sections of the society, and also for especially Sanskrit literature, we can say that it is a communicable language. Some say it is not communicable. Sanskrit is not at all a communicable language. So why should we give the importance for such an importance for Sanskrit language? It is not at all communicable. It is not so. It is communicable from the beginning. That dramas, every drama shows that. So, the influence of Sanskrit drama, we can say we can have varieties of dramas, plays we say, Natakam, Prakaranam, Bhanaha, Prahasanam, Dimaha. And also we can see the development of the drama. Only 10 varieties. After 10 varieties, slowly, there are other, Bhojaraja says 24 varieties or 28. Bhava Prakasha, he says the number of Uparupakas. So we can see the development of the drama in later stages. That's why Uparupakas, Dombi, Sri Gaditam, Bhanas, only some are mentioned in Dasharupakam. But afterwards, there are number of Uparupakams added to that, we can see. So there is a lot of development in dramaturgy. And also one more influence is there, drama's influence in the society. The bad characters which were described in Puranas or Itihasas were portrayed as a good people in dramas. Even today, we say those characters are very good characters. Just like Duryodhana or Karna. Karna is Tushta Chatushtaya Madhye Ekaha Karnaha. Saha Katham Uttamaha Bhavati. Dushta Chatushtayam iti Mahabharate Varnitamasti. Duryodhanaha, Dushyasanaha, Shekunihi and Karna. Dushta Chatushtaya Madhye Vidyamanaha Karnaha Katham Uttamaha Bhavati. I am giving a proof that Sanskrit is a communicative language, appealing language. Now we can see Karna, the movie Karna, the movie Danashura Karna in Telugu, in Tamil, in other languages. But the basis is Bhasas Karna, Karnabhara and that another drama. Urubhanga, and Pancharatra. Pancharatra, Duryodhana was described as a good person. So within 5 days, if we find Pandavas within 5 days, we will give again the kingdom to the Yudhishthira. So Duryodhana was a good person. And Karna, the character of Karna became very famous. That Karna was so munificent and so generous and anyayama kuntanga avana. That was the opinion, public opinion. Who created it? Sanskrit poet had created it. No other poet. That was the oldest drama based on Karna. From there only they have taken. And you see Uttarramiritam, there also. So bad characters. And even Bhasa portrayed the Kaikeyi also in a good mood, as a good woman. So such an influence is there. That's why today also, even today we talk about, we cannot say that Karna is a bad person. Nobody will agree. யாருமே ஒத்துக்க மாட்டாங்க. என்ன சார் புரிஞ்சு பேசுறீங்களா புரியாமல் பேசுறீங்களா? ஒருத்தர் சொன்னார் அந்த மாதிரி, இங்கே ஏதோ ஒருத்தர், நான் பிரின்ஸ்பாலாக இருக்கேன், ஒருத்தர் வந்து கேட்டார், இங்கே ஸ்கூலில் ஒருத்தர், இந்த காலேஜில் ஒரு ப்ரொஃபஸர் இருக்கார், ராமநாதன் பேருன்னார். இல்லை எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அந்த மாதிரி யாரும் இல்லை அப்படின்னேன். உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது சார், உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது, நீங்கள் புதுசாக வந்திருக்கா? 35 வருஷம் வந்திருக்கேன் நாங்கள், ப்ளஸ் பிரின்ஸ்பாலாக இருந்தேன் அப்போ. உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது சார், நீங்கள் புதுசாக வந்திருக்கீங்க போல இருக்கு. பார்த்தா அப்படி தான் இருக்கு, பேர் தேவி பிரசாத்னு இருக்கு. நீங்கள் எங்கே? அப்புறம் என்ன சொல்கிறதுண்ணா, அந்த மாதிரி ஆகிடும். இப்போ கர்ணனை பற்றி ஏதாவது சொன்னேன்னாக்க, அவர் தான் வந்து துரியோதனுக்கு வலுவு சேர்த்தது கர்ணன் தான். அதனால்தான் அவர் வந்து அடிக்க சொன்னார் கிருஷ்ணர். நியாயங்கள் பார்த்து அநியாயத்தை பார்த்து அடி அப்படின்னு சொன்னார். சொன்னதுல தப்பே கிடையாது. அவன் வந்து துஷாசனை இழுத்துட்டு தான் வர சொல்றான். கர்ணன் தான் சொன்னா, வஸ்திரமே இல்லாவிட்டாலும் பரவாயில்ல, தாசிக்கு எதுக்கு வஸ்திரம்டா அப்படின்னா. அப்பேற்பட்டவன கொல்றதுல எந்த விதமான தப்பும் கிடையாது. யோகியன்னு எப்படி சொல்றது? ஒரு பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூல தானத்துல ஒரு பெரியவனாக இருக்கலாம். ஆனா அவன் பண்ணது தப்பு இல்லாம எப்படி போயிடும்? அந்த பேச்சு கேட்டுட்டு அவன் வஸ்திரத்தை ஒத்துடுறா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டான். வஸ்திர விஹீனமா பண்ணுன்னு சொன்னதே அந்த கர்ணனுடைய ஒரு வார்த்தையை வச்சுட்டு தான் இருக்கு. ஆகவே அப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு கேரக்டரை கூட நல்ல கேரக்டரா இன்னைக்கு கூட இன்னும் பாமர ஜனங்களுக்கு கூட சொல்ல முடியாது. நான் படித்தவங்களுக்கு இல்லை, பாமர ஜனங்கள் ஒரு ரிக்ஷா ஓட்டுறவன் ஒரு ஆட்டோக்காரன்ட்டு போய் கர்ணனை பற்றி தப்பா சொன்னேன்னா அவ்வளோதான், இப்போ சொன்ன கதை தான். அப்படியான ஒரு பயங்கரமான இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸு நாடகத்துக்கு உண்டு. சம்ஸ்கிருத நாடகத்துக்கு இருந்திருக்கு, அதுக்காக சொல்ல வந்தேன். அந்த மாதிரி துரியோதனுடைய கேரக்டர், கைகேயினுடைய கேரக்டர், துர்வாசருடைய சாபம் எப்படி இருக்கு? இதிபுருத்த வசாயாத்தாம் தியக்வா அனனுகுணாம் ஸ்திதி பண்றார் துவனிக்காரர். துவனிக்காரர் சில கோட்பாடுகள் சொல்லியிருக்கார், எப்படி பண்ணணும், ரசமாக எப்படி நாடகத்தை பண்றதுன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு. இந்த காலத்தில் அதை ஃபாலோ பண்றது இல்லை, அதனால தான் ஃபெயில்யூர் ஆகுது பிக்சர். எதுக்காக அது மாதிரி பண்ணணும், எப்படி ட்ராமாவை பண்ணணும்? இதிவிருத்தத்தை அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கோ, மகாபாரத ராமாயணத்தில் இருக்கிறது அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கோ. உனக்கு ரசத்துக்கு பிரதிபந்தகமாக இருந்ததுன்னா, அதாவது தடங்களாக இருந்ததுன்னா, அப்போ வந்து கொஞ்சமாக மாற்றிக்கோ. அந்த மாற்றுறது அப்பீலிங்காக இருக்கான்னு பார்த்துக்கோ. மகாகவியாக இருந்தால் தான் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ண முடியும். சாதாரண கவியாக இருந்தால் பண்ணி அவமானப்படாது. இவ்வளவு சொல்லியிருக்கார் அவர். பொய்டிக்ஸு படிக்கணும். அதனால நாடகம் யார் வேணாலும், காலப்போக்கில் மாறின்னு இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, டைம் சேஞ்ச் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு. அந்த காலத்து நாடகம் பண்ண மாதிரி பரதர் சொன்ன மாதிரி பண்ண முடியாது. பரதர் சொன்ன மாதிரி பண்ண முடியாது மாற்றுன்னு சொல்லி ஆனந்தவர்தனர் சொல்லிருக்கார். பாருங்க டெவலப்மெண்ட். ஆனந்தவர்தன் என்ன சொல்றார், நீ ரசத்துக்கு ஏற்றபடி மாற்றிக்கோ, ஆஸ் பர் த ரசா யூ ஹவ் டேக்கன் அண்ட் தட் ரசா ஷுட் பி அப்பீலிங் ஃபார் த பீப்புள். அந்த ரசத்தை போஷணம் பண்ணுறதுக்காக யூ மேக் சர்டன் சேஞ்சஸ். அதில் ஃபெயில்யூர் ஆனதாக தான் ஆச்சரிய சூடாமணி இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் எல்லாரும் பண்ண முடியாது. எல்லாரும் காளிதாசன் ஆக முடியாது. நான் தப்பாக நினச்சிக்காங்க, அவெல்லாம் மகாகவிகள், நான் தப்பாக சொல்லலை. பட் இருக்கு, சக்தி பத்திர எழுதின ஆச்சரிய சூடாமணி இருக்கு, ராஜ சூடாமணி, இவர் எல்லாம் மகாகவிகள், உண்மை குறை சொல்ல முடியாது. இந்த பொய்டிக் சென்ஸில் மட்டும்தான் நான் சொல்கிறேன். ராமபத்ர தீட்சிதருடைய ஜானகி பரிணயம், முராரியனுடைய அனர்கராகவம், இதெல்லாம் பிரமாதமான நாடகங்கள். அதில் ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் ஒரு பதம் கூட என்னால் எழுத முடியாது, எல்லாம் வாஸ்தவம் தான். ஆனால் ஒரு டெமேட்டிஸ்டாக பார்க்கும்போது அது ஃபெயில்யூர். ஒரு பண்டிதாளுக்கு குறிப்பிட்ட பண்டிதாளுக்கு அது ரசிக்கிற மாதிரி அதாவது அந்த பதஜானம், வியாக்கரண ஜானம், சாஸ்திர ஜானம் இருக்கிறவாளுக்கு அது கொஞ்சம் இருக்கலாம். ஆனால் ரசம் சுட்டு போட்டால் கூட ரசம் இல்லை. நான் சொன்னது நீங்கள் தப்பாக நினச்சிக்காதுங்க. மகாகவீனாமே தேஷாம் தோஷோத்தரணம் தாவது ஆத்மதோஷ உத்தரணாயே பவத்தின்னார் ஆனந்தவர்தனர். பேர்பட்ட மகான்களுடைய, அதாவது அவர் சொல்லணும்னு தான் எண்ணம், ஆனால் சொன்னோம்னாக்க நம்ம மேலே நம்மளே சொல்லிக்கிற மாதிரி குறைய இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குமே தவிர சொல்லக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கார். சிலது அந்த மாதிரி சிலது ஏற்படும். அது மகாகவிகளுக்கு என்ன ஆகும்னு கேட்டால், அவளுக்கு அந்த பிரதிபை இருக்கிறதுனால அந்த பிரதிபையினால கவர் பண்ணிடுவாவா, அந்த தோஷங்கள்லாம் கவர் ஆகிடும். அதனால சக்தியா சம்பிரியத்தே கவேஹேன்னு சொல்றார் துவனிக்காரர். அந்த ஒரு தோஷம் இருக்க, அந்த தோஷம் என்ன இருந்தா, அந்த கவியினுடைய ஒரு பிரதிபா, டேலண்ட் இருக்கு பாருங்க, அந்த ஒரு ரசம், அந்த ரசத்துல மூழ்கி போகும்போது அந்த தோஷம் தெரியாது. அங்கேதான் மகாகவியா இருக்கான். அந்த தோஷமும் தோஷமா தெரியாம இருக்கிற இடத்துல தான் மகாகவி நிற்கிறான். அந்த மகாகவித்துவம் நமக்கு இருக்குமா? அதனால்தான் நீ புராணங்கள்ல இத்திஹாசங்கள்ல எடுத்துட்டா உனக்கு சரித்திரத்தை பத்தி கவலையே படவானா. அவ ஏற்கனவே அந்த அவங்களுடைய ஒரு கேரக்டரை உருவு பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கா. அதனால உனக்கு கவலை இல்லாம நாடகத்தை மட்டும் எழுதிட்டு போயிட்டே இருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கார். அதனால புதுசா எடுத்துட்டு அது கல்பனை பண்ணி ஏதாவது பண்ணேன்னாக்க அது ஃபெயில்யூர் ஆகிடுதுன்னா அட்டர் ஃபெயில்யூர் ஆகிடும். திருப்பி படுத்துக்கவே முடியாது. ஃபைனான்சியல்லி, மென்டல்லி, ஃபிசிக்கல்லி எல்லாம் லாஸ். அதனால அதை வெஞ்சர் வேண்டாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கார் துவனிக்கார். அது சொல்லும்போது அதை சொல்றார், அபிநேயார்த்தே, ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும் இதெல்லாம், அபிநேயார்த்தே விசேஷத்தா அவதானவான் சியாத் கவி. அபிநேயார்த்தே, அபிநயம்னா நாடகாதிகளில் பண்ணும்போது சர்வதா ரசபந்தே, ரசபந்தம், ரசத்தை பிரதானமாக வச்சுட்டு பண்ணக்கூடிய டிராமாஸில், தமிழில் பேசலாம் சரி, அபினிவேஷான்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு. இது ரொம்ப எக்ஸலண்டான வேர்டு. அதில் ரொம்ப ஈடுபாடு செலுத்தணுன்ற, அதுக்குதான் அபினிவேஷம்னு பேர். எக்ஸ்ட்ராடினரி கேர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கணும், அதில் கவனம் தேவை அப்படின்றார். இதில் ரசத்தில், அபிநேயார்த்தத்தில். நீங்கள் பொய்டிக்கில் பார்க்க போனால் வேண்டாம், பொய்ட்ரி எப்படி வேணாலும் எழுதிட்டு போகலாம். ஏன்னா இது எல்லாரும் பார்க்கக்கூடியது. அதனால்தான் கெட்ட விஷயங்கள் நம்ம சீரியல்ஸ்லேயோ இதுலேயோ காமிக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்கிறது. இப்போ கூட ஒரு கமெடியன் ஏதோ பேசினான்றது ஒரு பெரிய விவாதமாக போச்சு. ஏன் அந்த மாதிரின்னா, இந்த மீடியா ஜனங்கள்கிட்ட போய் சேர்றது, கடைசியில் உட்கார்ந்துருக்கிறவங்க போய் சேர்றது. லாஸ்ட் பெஞ்ச், the person who sits in the last bench will also be affected by this show, whatever it may be, whether good or bad. அதனால தான் என்ன சொல்றார், அபிநேயார்த்தே து சர்வதா ரசபந்தே அபினிவேஷக்காரியா. ஏன்னா ரசத்தில் சாவதானமாக இருந்துட்டேன்னாக்க உனக்கு பிரச்சனையே வராது. அதுதான் சொல்கிறார் ஆனந்தவர்தன். ஏன் இது முக்கியமாக சொல்கிறேன்னாக்கா, இங்கே தியரட்டிக்காக அது 3 சப்ஜெக்ட் கொடுத்துருக்கு, 3ஐயும் அப்படி லைட்டாக நான் டச் பண்ணுறேன், அவ்வளோதான். அதனால் வெரைட்டிஸ் ஆஃப் ட்ராமாஸ் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கலாக இருக்குது டெவலப் ஆகி சிலது அந்த மாதிரி விபாவ அனுபாவ விபிச்சாரி பாவங்கள்லாம் எப்படி பண்ணணும், யார் யார் எப்படி பேசணும், இதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்க்கணும். அதனால சும்மா அந்த இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. இது பரதர் சொல்லியிருக்க, பரதா ஹஸ் கோட்டட் பஞ்சசந்தி. லைக் இன் வியாக்கரணா we have also panchasandhis in dramaturgy. Panchasandhis, mukham, pratimukham, garbham, avamarsham and upasamharam. உபசம்ஹாரம் தான் உபசம்ஹிருதி அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ இந்த பஞ்சசந்தி இங்கேயே இருக்கு. பஞ்சசந்தியை பரதம் சொல்லிருக்கார். பரதம் சொல்றது எக்ஸாக்டாக அப்படியே பண்ணணும். ஐ ஹாவ் டு ஃபாலோ த பரதம் ஆஸ் பர் பரதஸ். 64 அங்காஸ் சொல்லியிருக்கார். 5 சந்திக்கும் டிஃபரெண்ட் 13, 12, 14 அப்படி வருது அங்காஸ். உபக்ஷேப பரிகரா பரிநியாசோ அவிலோபனம் முக்தி பிராப்தி சமாதானம் இப்படி எல்லாம் இருக்கு. தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் the angas of various angas of one by one these sandhis. So totally they are 64. இந்த 64ஐயும் நம்ம அடாப்ட் பண்ணி அப்படியே பண்ணோம்னாக்கா இது நடக்கிற காரியம் இருக்கா? பண்ணலாம். ஆனால் ரசம் எங்கேயோ போயிடும்ன்ற, காணாமல் போயிடும். அது ஆனந்தவர்தனர், மம்மட்டரி வாழாரும், விஸ்வநாதரும் சொல்லியிருக்கா. ஆனந்தவர்தனர் மெயினாக அதனால் என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கார், இதிவிருத்தத்தை மாற்றுறது ஒன்று, சந்தி சந்தியங்க கடனம், சந்தி சந்தியங்கங்கள் 64 எல்லாத்தையும் போய் ரசாபிவியக்தி அபேட்சையா ரசம் வந்து அதனால வெளிப்படுமா, வெதர் இட் இஸ் in somewhat in any way helpful to the rasam, enjoyable to the rasam. ரசத்தை வந்து நரிஷ் பண்ணுமா, போஷணம் பண்ணுமா அப்படின்றது பார்த்துக்கணும். சும்மா அப்படியே 64 அங்கங்கள் ரத்னாவளி மாதிரி தசரூபகத்தில் பார்த்தேன்னா எந்த உதாரணம் யதா ரத்னாவல்யாம் யதா ரத்னாவல்யாம் யதா ரத்னாவல்யாம். என்னடா இது ரத்னாவலி? என்ன, நானும் படித்தேன், மாலுகாக்கின் மித்திரன் காப்பி தான் அது. சார் கவியை தப்பாக சொல்லலை, நல்லா பண்ணியிருக்கார். ஆனால் யதா ரத்னாவலி அதான் 64 அங்காசில் ஒரு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 50 அங்கத்துக்கு ரத்னாவளி தான் உதாரணம். என்னடான்னு பார்த்தா தான் சந்தி சந்தியங்க கட்டணம். என்ன ஒரு அதில் வந்து ஒரே ஒரு மாற்றம், அங்கே வந்து இந்திரஜாலிக்கன் கிடையாது, ரத்னாவலியில் இந்திரஜாலிக்கன் உண்டு. அந்த மாதிரி சில மைனர் சேஞ்சஸ் ஆர் தேர். அதை வந்து விட்டுட்டோம்னாக்க நது கேவலையா, அதனால அதை விடணும். இப்படியெல்லாம் சொல்லியிருக்கார். இதெல்லாம் வந்து பண்ணணும்னாக்க காரியம். அது ஒரு விசாகதத்தர் ரொம்ப அழகாக ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் சொல்லுவார். இந்த காவியத்தை பற்றி சொல்லும்போது, நாடகத்தை ரச்சனை பண்ணும்போது, there is a part ராட்சசம். ராட்சசான்னா நீங்கள் பயப்பட வேணாம். ராட்சசான்றது ஒரு பாத்திரம், பேரை வந்தான் அவனுக்கு, ராட்சசன் வேறு. கவிராட்சசன் ஒரு ராட்சசனே இருக்கான், அது வேற. ஸோ ராட்சசர் மூலமாக அவர் சொல்கிறார். he was a minister, he has number of duties to perform and he has to keep the secret meetings, மந்திராலோச்சனம் பண்ணணும், and to bring out that in practically and appoint various spies and other people to make it successful, the plan, to implement the plan. So much work is there. So telling his own difficulties in administering this kingdom through Rakshasa, Vishakadatta in Mudra Rakshasa says it is very, very tough to maintain. Just like a dramatist, the poet who writes a drama. Karyopakshepamādau tanumapi rachayan tasya vistaramichan. காரியோபக்ஷேபம் ஆதோ காரியோபக்ஷேபம். இப்போ சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, பீஜம் பிந்து பதாகா பிரகரி காரியம், லைக் தட். முகசந்தி, பிரதிமுகசந்தி, கர்ப்பசந்தி, விமர்சசந்தி, உபசம்ஹாரா. ஸோ காரியோபக்ஷேபம் பண்ணும். உபக்ஷேப பரிகரா. ஹி சேஸ் இன்டைரக்ட், டைரக்டாக தான் சொல்கிறார். கர்த்தாவா நாடகானாம், முதல்ல காரியத்தை வந்து என்னன்றதை ஆரம்பிக்கணும். ஆரம்பித்தப்பறம் தனுமப்பி கொஞ்சமாக ஆரம்பிக்கணும், லைட்டாக. அதை தான் வந்து பெருசுப்படுத்தணும். இதுதான் பலன். இந்த பலன் அடையிறதுக்கு கொஞ்சமாக சூச்சகம் பண்ணிவிட்டு அதை கொஞ்சமாக அப்படியே தனுமப்பி ரச்சயன் தஸ்ய விஸ்தாரமிச்சன், அதை வந்து கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக தைலபிந்துவத்துன்றார் தசரூபகாரர். தைலபிந்துவத்துன்னா ஜலத்தில் வந்து ஒரு சொட்டு எண்ணெயை போட்டால் எப்படி வந்து பரவிண்டே இருக்குமோ அதை போல இந்த நாடகத்தில் முதல்ல வரக்கூடிய பீஜம்ன்றது இந்த எண்ணெய் சொட்டு மாதிரி. அது விஸ்தாரையன். அதுக்கப்புறம் பீஜம் போட்டிருக்கிற பீஜம் சரியாக முளைக்கிறதா இல்லையா அதெல்லாம் பார்க்கணும். அதாவது ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கிற காரியம். அதுக்கப்புறம் பலம் கிடைக்கிறதா இல்லையா அதை ரகசியமாக வச்சுக்கணும், வெளிப்படுத்தக்கூடாது எல்லாருக்கும். கூடம் உத்பேதயன்ஸ்ட கொஞ்சமாக வெளிப்படுத்தணும். குருவன் புத்தியா விமர்சம். அதுக்கப்புறம் விமர்சனம் பண்ணணும். விமர்சனம் பண்ணால் அதை 2 பேர் மந்தன்னு சொல்லுவா ஹிந்தியிலலாம். ஒரு மீட்டிங் போட்டு டிஸ்கஷன் பண்ணுறாங்கனாக்கா மினிஸ்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் அது மந்திரி மந்தன் ஹோரஹா அப்படிமா. சிந்தன் மந்தன் அப்படி சொல்லுவா. சிந்தன் மந்தன் சிந்தனை பண்ணி அப்படியே கடையராளம் போட்டு அதான் மந்தன்னு பேர். அந்த மாதிரி இங்கே விமர்சம், அந்த விமர்சனம் பண்ணும் அந்த காரியத்தை. பலன் கிடைக்குமா கிடைக்காதான்றது நல்லா விசாரம் பண்ணும். பரவினப்புறம் எண்ணெய் மாதிரி பரவினப்புறம் அது வந்து நல்லா வந்திருக்கா அப்படின்னு பார்க்கணும். இவ்வளவு புனசம்ஹரன் காரியஜாதம் பலன் கிடைச்சப்புறம் அந்த பிரயத்தனங்கள் எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சு பலாவாப்தி வந்தப்புறம் அதை வந்து பின்வாங்கணும். முடிஞ்சு போச்சேன்னு சமாப்தி பண்ணணும். இந்த மீட்டிங் மாதிரி அந்த மாதிரி இவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் இருக்கு. எது ஒரு மினிஸ்டருக்கு நினைச்ச காரியம் சாதிக்கிறதுல இவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் இருக்கு. எனக்கு தெரியும் அந்த கஷ்டம் என்னன்றது. ராட்சசன் சொல்றார் மந்திரி, எனக்கு தெரியும், எனக்கு அப்புறம் நாடகம் யார் பண்றாலோ அவனுக்கு தெரியும். கர்த்தாவா நாடகானாம் அயம் அனுபவத்தி இதம் அனுபவத்தி கிளேஷம் அஸ்மத்விதோவா இமம் அனுபவத்தி கிளேஷம் அஸ்மத்விதோவா அஸ்மத்விதோவா அஹம் மந்திரி அஸ்மி மந்திரிணः एव जानान्ति विद्वान् एव विजानाति विद्वज्जन परिश्रमम् इतिवत् मन्त्री भूत्वा अहमेव जानामि मदनन्तरं नाटककर्ता जानाति अथवा नाटककर्ता प्रथमं जानाति तदनन्तरम् अहं द्वितीयः अहं जानामि முத்ராட்சத்தில் ரொம்ப அழகாக இந்த நம்ம நாட்டிய சாஸ்திரத்தின் அதாவது நாடகத்தினுடைய ஒரு கஷ்டம்ன்றது. ஆனால் என்ன ஆச்சு, காலப்போக்கு உத்தீபன பிரசமனே இவ்வளவு சொல்லியிருக்காரோ இல்லையோ, அலங்காரம் எல்லாம் அந்த ரசத்துக்கு நாட்டியத்தில் ஜாஸ்தி பண்ணக்கூடாது. அதான் சாகுந்தலத்தில் அனுசரணம் பண்ணிருக்க. அதனால தான் அப்பீலிங்காக இருக்கு. அலங்காரத்தில் ரொம்ப ஈடுபாடு இல்லாமல் ரசத்தில் வந்து ரசைக சாவதானஹா கவி சாவதானஸ்ய கவேஹே அலங்காராக அகமஹமிகையா ஆபத்தந்தி. நான் வரேன்னு அலங்காரங்கள்லாம் வருமா மைண்டில். யாருக்கு? ரசத்திலேயே குறியாக இருக்கிறவனுக்கு. அலங்காரங்கள் பண்ணும், ஆனால் நமக்கு அந்த கண்ட்ரோல் இல்லை. சுகர் வந்தவன் ஸ்வீட் சாப்பிட்ற மாதிரி அந்த கண்ட்ரோல் இல்லை. அதனால என்ன ஆறுது, அதை பார்த்த உடனே அலங்காரம் இதை இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பண்ணலாமே, இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் 2 அர்த்தம் பண்ணுற மாதிரி ஸ்லேஷமாக பண்ணா என்ன, சமாசக்தியாக பண்ணா என்ன, ஏன் அனுமானமாக பண்ணா என்ன, இப்படியெல்லாம் புத்தி போகும். அது போகாமல் ரசைக சாவதானஸ்ய கவே அலங்காராக அகமஹமிகையா ஆபத்தந்தின்னு துவனிக்காரர் சொல்கிற மாதிரி தானாக வரும். இவ்வளோ தூரம் சொல்லியிருக்கார். உற்பத்தியமும் பண்ணலாம், அதாவது கற்பனை பண்ணியும் நாடகங்கள் எழுதலான்றது விதிவிலக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கார். ஆனால் என்னாச்சு, இப்போ இருக்கிற ட்ரெண்ட் என்ன, இவ்வளோ ரூபகங்கள் டோம்பி, ஸ்ரீகதிதம், தோட்டகம், சோத்ரோட்டகம், நாடிகா, சல்லாபகம், சில்பகம், பாணிகா, பானம், இவ்வளவு வேதங்கள் வந்தாச்சு. உல்லாபகம், ஹல்லீசகம், சட்டகம், ராஜசேகரர் கற்பூர மஞ்சரி சட்டகம் மல்லிகான்றார். எல்லாம் இஷ்டத்துக்கு பூ பேரெல்லாம் வந்திருக்கு. இதுக்கு அதாவது உபநாடகங்களுக்கு, உபரூபகங்களுக்கு. இவ்வளவு வந்த பிறகு கிரமக்கிரமமாக நமக்கு என்ன ஆச்சு, கம்யூனிகேட்டிவாக இருக்கிறதுன்றது ப்ரூவ் பண்ணுறதுக்காக அடுத்தடுத்து நமக்கு கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக பிரஸ்தாவனா, பாசரையும் சொல்லணும், அவரும் பிரஸ்தாவனா வந்து ரொம்ப லகுவாக சொல்லியிருக்கார். ஜஸ்ட் 2 minutes தான், ஜாஸ்தி இருக்காது. அதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணியிருக்கா. ஸோ த அதர் poets, the modern poets have followed the same thing. the oldest style, that is Bhasa style, that the Prastavana was cut, Vishkamba was cut. These are all the modern trends. அது வந்து அந்த காலத்தில் அப்பீலிங்காக இருக்கு. அதே மாதிரி பாட்டு, ஔவையார் சினிமா எடுத்துட்டான், 58 பாட்டுன்னா எவன்டா பார்க்கறதுன்றான். அந்த காலத்தில் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தா. In those days it was enjoyed, and nowadays nobody enjoys. Nobody has time. அது ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆகுது, ட்ராமாட்டர்ஜியில் கூட ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆகுது. டுடேஸ் ட்ராமா டஸ் நாட் ஹேவ் மோர் அங்காஸ். தட்ஸ் வை ஐ எம் டெல்லிங். நோ மோர் அங்காஸ். ஜஸ்ட் லைக் கிரிக்கெட் 10 overs வந்துடும். இப்போ 20 overs இருக்கு. 20 overs நிற்கிறது. இப்போ 5 days 3 days ஆகி, 3 days 1 day ஆகி, 1 day 50 overs ஆகி, 10 days 20 நிற்கிறது. 20 போய் 10 overs வந்துடும். இப்போ ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கலாம், காலப்போக்கில் ஆச்சரியப்பட வேண்டாம். இதை நாம் எதிர்பார்த்தோமா? இந்த மாதிரி கிரிக்கெட் ஆகும்னு எதிர்பார்த்தோமா? மட்டையை பிடிச்சுட்டு அடிச்சுட்டே இருக்கான், ஒரு நாள் முழுக்க பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். நம்ம விஸ்வநாத்தும் கவாஸ்கரும் தலையெழுத்து மண்டையில் அடிச்சுட்டோம். அடிச்சுட்டாண்டோ, எப்பவோ அடிப்பான் 4, 2 மணி நேரம் 3 மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு ஒரு 4 அடிப்பான். இந்த 4 பார்க்கறதுக்கு 4 hours உட்காந்துக்கணும். எவன் உட்கார்றது? டைம் கிடையாது இப்போ. ஸோ மாடர்ன் போய்ட்டில் 20th century ஆர் 19th centuryயில் திஸ் ஆல் தி ட்ரெடிஷன், வாட் எவர் ஐ ஹவ் செட், திஸ் ஆனந்தவர்தனா, the rules and regulations, Bharata's Natya Yastra, everything was relaxed. Everything was left over by the poets. Poets are great. There is no, இப்போ சௌதரியை பற்றி பேசினார் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல, R.B. Chaudhary, அவர் பெங்காலில் போயிட்டு எக்ஸலண்ட் ட்ராமாஸ் எல்லாம் எழுதியிருக்கா, எக்ஸலண்ட் போயிட்ஸ், தெர் இஸ் நோ டவுட். பட் காலம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதான் 5 அங்கம் எல்லாம் உட்காந்து பார்க்க முடியாது. மிருச்சகட்டிகமே இருக்கு. ஒரு அங்கத்தில் 7 துவாரங்களையும் வர்ணிக்கிறார், ஸ்ரீரங்கம் மாதிரி. அதுக்கு ஒரு அங்கம், அதுதான் பெரிய அங்கமே. 10 அங்கத்தில் ஒரு அங்கம் ஃபுல்லாக வந்து இந்த கோர்ட், ரசந்த சேனாவனுடைய கோர்ட்டை வர்ணிக்கிறது தான். த டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் ஆஃப் கோர்ட் அவ்வளோதான், அழுத்து போயிடும், ரொம்ப வெக்ஸ் ஆகிடும். அவ்வளோ நல்ல நாடகத்தில் அது தேவையே இல்லை. நீங்கள் தப்பாக நினச்சிக்காதுங்க, சிலதெல்லாம் ஃப்ராங்காக சொல்லிவிடுவோம். அதனால் ஹனுமன் நாடகத்தில் அட்லீஸ்ட் போயமாவது ரசிக்கலாம், நாடகமாக பார்க்க முடியாது. நீங்கள் ஹனுமன் நாடகமும் சரி, இந்த அனர்கராகவம், இந்த லிஸ்டெல்லாம் இருக்குது சிலது, இதெல்லாம் வந்து போயம்ஸாக ரசிக்கலாம், ஒரு காவியமாக படிக்கலாமே தவிர நாடகமாக அதை வந்து ரசிக்க முடியாது. என்ஜாயபிள், இட் இஸ் நாட் அட் ஆல் என்ஜாயபிள். சாரி டு சே, we cannot enjoy that. ரசாஸ்வாதம்ன்றது அங்கே ஜாஸ்தி இல்லை. அந்த முராரியினுடைய ஒவ்வொரு அக்ஷரமும் பரமரசமாக இருக்கும், அதாவது ரொம்ப சுவாரஸ்யமாக இருக்கும். அதில் எக்கச்சக்கமான ட்ராமாஸ் இருக்குது. There are number of dramas in modern tendency. There we can, I am not about to say about those dramas, because there are innumerable dramas. பாரத விஜயம்னு இருக்கு, வீர பிரதாப விஜயம், அப்புறம் எல்லாம் என்னெல்லாமோ ட்ராமாஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு. வீர பிரதாப விஜயம், காந்தி விஜயம், கைலாச கம்பம்னு ஒரு ட்ராமா அபவுட் த சைனாஸ் வார், கைலாச கம்பஹா அப்படின்னு ட்ராமா. இதெல்லாம் மாடர்ன் ட்ராமாஸ். தேர் ஆர் நம்பர் ஆஃப் மாடர்ன் ட்ராமாஸ். ஐ ஆம் நாட் கோயிங் டு டீட்டெயில், பட் ஐ ஆம் just saying what are left out by the modern poets. In future also, we may not expect them to follow Prastavana or Vishkambam and all. So, what was left out is, Prastavana is completely over. Nandi, no need. No Nandi. Directly to the drama. That's all. Simple. And பிரஸ்தாவனா, நாந்தி, பரத வாக்கியம் லெஃப்ட் அவுட். என்னது பரத வாக்கியம்? ததாபி இதமஸ்து, ததாபி இதமஸ்து, எதுக்கு? முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. அப்புறம் என்ன ததாபி இதமஸ்துன்னு? பிரவர்த்ததாம் பிரகிருதி ஹிதாய பார்த்திவா, இதெல்லாம் தேவையில்லை. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் கழிச்சாச்சு மாடர்ன் போயிட்டில். இன்னொன்று, 5 அங்கம் 10 அங்கம் எல்லாம் கிடையாது, பிரகரணமே கிடையாது. 10 அங்கம்னு அர்த்தம் சொல்லிருக்காரு இல்லையா, பிரகரணமே வேண்டாம். ஸோ பிரகரணம் எடுத்து அந்த வெரைட்டி எடுத்தாச்சு, 10 அங்கம்ன்றது வராது. எப்போ அவர் 10 அங்கம் வந்தால் தான் பிரகரணம் சொன்னார், பிரகரணமே வேண்டாம், அவ்வளோதான். ஸோ நவ் த ட்ரெண்ட் இஸ் 1 act play, ரேடியோ பிளே. ரேடியோவில் வாசிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். 13 minutes டைம். அந்த 13 minutesல நீங்கள் என்ன எழுதுறாலோ எழுதுங்க. மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த மாடர்ன் பிளேஸ் ஆர் ரேடியோ பிளேஸ். அவள்லாம் எழுதியிருக்கிறது அதுக்கப்புறம் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணியிருப்பா. அண்டு கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ். த பிளேஸ் ஷுட் பி டிபெண்டட் based on not Puranas, not Itihasas. That is old trend. Not Brihat Katha and other Puranas. Should be based on social affairs, public affairs, problems, day-to-day problems, asprishyata, untouchability, empowerment of women, cruelty among women, dowry cases and suicidal. இதுதான் பேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கணும் நாட்டக ட்ரெண்ட். அப்படி தான், அப்படி எழுதினா உங்களுக்கு அவார்டு கிடைக்கும். ஸோ டவுரி, அன்டச்சபிலிட்டி, பாவர்ட்டி, எக்ரிகல்ச்சர், இதெல்லாம் தான். நாரி ஜாகரணம், அதுதான் ட்ராமாலாம் வந்திருக்கு. நாரி ஜாகரணம்னு பேர். நான் சொல்கிறது 50 years பேக்கு. நாரி ஜாகரணம், பிரபுத்த பாரதம், விகாச பாரதம், இதெல்லாம் பாரதம் வந்திருக்கு. விஜய பாரதம், பாரத விஜயம். So these are all the things. And another one is Prakritam is completely washed out from the Natakams. It is useless. Nobody knows Prakritam. Why should we write in Prakritam? One, why should the women speak in Prakritam? They are also like men. சொத்துல ஈக்குவல் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் எல்லாத்துலேயும் ஈக்குவல் வரும்போது அது இன்னும் நாடகத்தில் வந்து பிராகிருதத்தை வச்சுட்டு இருப்பானா? எடு முதல்ல பிராகிருதத்தை தூக்கு. அப்படின்னா மாகதி எல்லாம் வச்சுக்கலாமா, சௌரசேனி வச்சுக்கலாமா? எதுவுமே கிடையாது, எல்லாம் சம்ஸ்கிருதம் தான். மாடர்ன் ட்ரெண்டில் சில ட்ராமாஸில், இன் சம் ட்ராமாஸ் we can find Hindi dialogues that என்ன சொல்கிறது, ரீஜனல் லாங்குவேஜ் dialogues are mixed in the Sanskrit in the place of பிராகிருதம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரியான ட்ரெண்டு இதெல்லாம் தான் இப்போது மாடர்ன் ட்ராமாஸில் நமக்கு கிடைக்கிறது. இப்படியாக கிரமக்கிரமமாக டெவலப் ஆகுது. இன்னும் ஃப்யூச்சரில் எப்படி ஆகுன்றது சொல்ல முடியாது. ஆனால் ஒன்று, இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தப்புறம் இவ்வளோ மாடர்ன் லிட்ரேச்சரெல்லாம் we have seen number of scholars presented on modern dramas, presented papers on modern dramas, and number of people are doing in future also. They may submit number of papers, number of research. So after studying the modern Sanskrit literature, that especially dramas, Sanskrit dramas, we cannot say that it is not a communicable language. I want to highlight that one. It is most communicable language, like other languages. And there is no doubt, and the proof is the present trend of the kavyas and dramas especially. ட்ராமாஸில் தான் ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆகும். போயமில் அவ்வளோ கம்யூனிகேபிள்ன்றது போயமில் வந்து வராது. போயம் டஸ் நாட் ஹேவ் தட் மச் ஆஃப் எஃபெக்ட். நாடகத்திலையும் பார்க்கலாம். நாடகத்தில் தான் பரிஹாச விஜல்பிதம் சகே பரமார்த்தேன நகிருஹ்யதாம் வச்சா பசுமாரண தாருணோப்பின்னு சொல்கிறான் பாருங்க அந்த சாகுந்தலத்தில். சார் சும்மா கலாட்டா பண்ணாதுங்க சார், என்ன போறிய, ஓஹோ மீன் வெட்டுறான்றான் அவன். சாக்குந்தலத்தை மீனை பிடிச்சிட்டு வரான். மீனை வெட்டும்போது அந்த மோதிரம் கிடைச்சது. மோதிரம் கிடைச்ச உடனே அவன் சொல்கிறான், என்னடா என்ன ஆஜீவனம் குத்தான்னா, ஆஜீவனம் மத்ஸ்யோபஜீவியாகம்னா, ஓ பெரிய ஜாப், நல்ல வேலை பண்ணுறடா அப்படின்னு. சார் அந்த மாதிரிலாம் சொல்லாதுங்க சார். அவன் சொல்கிறான் மினிஸ்டருக்கு, அந்த மாதிரிலாம் ஒரு விற்த்தியை என்னை வந்து கேவலமாக பேசுங்க, என் பொழப்பை வந்து கேவலம், தொழிலை வந்து கேவலமாக பேசாதுங்க. இந்த டைலாக் தான் இப்போ சொல்கிற டைலாக் தான். என் தொழிலை பற்றி கேவலமாக பேசாதுங்க. நான் யஜ்யம் பண்ணும்போது பசுவை கொல்லலையா, கொன்னா கூட பிராமணன் தானே, சாந்தமாக தானே இருக்கான். அவன் கலாட்டா பண்ணாமல் பாவம் என்ன சொன்னாலும் கேட்டுன்னு தானே இருக்கான், சாதுவாக தானே இருக்கான். அவன் என்ன பேசினாலும், அவன் கடவுளை என்ன சொன்னாலும் அவன் பேசாமல் தானே உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கான். சூடு சொரணை எதுவுமே இல்லாமல் தானே உட்காந்துருக்கான். அவன் என்ன சார் பண்ணான் இல்லையா? இவ்வளோ அதனால அவன் குரூரல்னு சொல்ல முடியுமா? குரூயல், we cannot call it cruel. அப்படின்ற டயலாக் எல்லாம் நாடகத்தில் இருக்கு. அதனால தான் கம்யூனிகேட்டிவ். இது பின்னாடி இருக்கிறவெல்லாம் அஸ்பிருஷ்யத்தான ஒரு ட்ராமா இருக்கு, அன்டச்சபிலிட்டி பற்றி ட்ராமா இருக்கு. இப்போ சொன்னார் ஒருத்தர், பேப்பர் படித்தார் அந்த இதை பற்றி, யாரோ ஒருத்தர் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணா இப்போ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டு. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ராமகிருஷ்ணர் அந்த சாரதா மாதாவினுடைய நாடகத்தில் பண்ணும்போது அந்த அந்த அன்டச்சபிலிட்டி அவங்களெல்லாம் வரவேற்கிறது, இதெல்லாம் வந்து ஸ்திரீகளை பற்றி இதெல்லாம் சக்தி சக்தி சாரதம் அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் வருது இப்போ. அதனால் இந்த ஓல்டு சிஸ்டம் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக மாறி ஒன்றே ஒன்று தான், ரசம் இருக்கணும். அப்படி இல்லைன்னா உபதேசம் ஏற்றுக்க மாட்டான், அது மட்டும் ஷுவர். நீங்கள் எதை வேணாலும் சொல்லுங்க, அன்டச்சபிலிட்டி சொல்லுங்க, டவுரி அகெயின், க்ரூயல்ட்டி அகெயின்ஸ்ட் உமன், உமன் எம்பவர்மெண்ட், வாட் எவர் டாபிக் யூ மே டேக் as you wish, the social problems. But one thing you should not forget is there should be the prominence of rasam, importance for the rasam, and rasam should be a dominant thing to be nourished in every drama, in any aspect. That is with these words I conclude my address. If there are any faults, errors, please forgive me. So I am very happy that I have been given this wonderful opportunity to address you all, the learned persons. I thank one and all. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspirational speech and your suggestion to take up manuscripts for research will be kept in mind, sir. Thank you for your suggestions. I request the president of the the Sanskrit Academy Madras to give the vote of thanks.
Sorry, Kekala. Mr. TV Vasudeva has given me 5 minutes, and within that I will finish it off. Now it is 5:42. I thank and former Principal Madras Sanskrit College for giving us a wonderful talk on as a valedictory address on the completion of this 2-day seminar. But anyway, we can go on hearing, but the time just what is called, at least people will be waiting at home for receivers, and we have to get back. But he has. But the characteristic is very important. The characteristic is you have to look at your drama. They have to be looked into. So that is one thing. And another thing, manuscripts have to be given importance, just not critical studies of published dramas. Okay, these are the aspects which have to be taken into account. This you have to look into, keep it in your mind. And when you start taking up the study of the dramas or any work for that matter, you have to look at it critically, not presenting just the synopsis and other things. That aspect you have to take it as from the senior people, from our professor who has given the valedictory address. That is one thing. And modern dramas are also, there are pretty well very good. See, even Usha Satyavrat, the professor at Delhi University, she has written a thesis in 1960. She has written Sanskrit dramas in 20th century. Even by 1960, there were 250 dramas. And there are so many magazines. All the magazines have serialized, and then radio dramas, as he has said, Professor V.S. Venkataracharya, former head of the Department of Sanskrit, Vivekananda College, he has regularly contributed to the radio drama. That is for 15 dramas, not even 30 minutes, 13 and a half minutes. So these 13 and a half minutes, these dramas, they were very much used. For example, the school days, for the school day functions, etc. Okay, these are some of the aspects, how dramas develop, evolution of the dramas. One aspect I would like to touch. Say this Anka, Nadagam Saprakaranam, Banaf Prakasanam Divaha, Vyayoga Samavakaro, Vityankeha, Mrgadrisaya. This Anka is more or less comparable to the modern day stand-up comedy. You can look at it from that angle. Stand-up comedy, etc., which when we see it in TV, we see it in a particular aspect. but we forget it. The same thing can be seen in Anka, Iha, Mriga and all those things also. They are also presenting the stories emotionally in different modulation and all those things. Okay, we have to look at it from various angles. With regard to evolution, only one point I would like to touch. Say for example, Adiyarku Nallar, who has written a commentary on Silappatikaram, that is some 600 years before, he has quoted 2 scores of books in his many of the things. Agatyam, Bharatam Mudalana, Nadaka Tamil Nulgalum Irandana, Jayantam, Saitrium, Muruval, Mudalia Nulgalum, Mudal Nadu Idai Kanamayin, Mudal Idai Kadai Kanamayin, Avayum Irandana Polum. Like that, he goes on quoting so many, the dramaturgical text in Tamil. And now what happens? He quotes one thing: Natakam, Prakaranam, Ankam. 4 types of dramas he quotes, and he says Aramporul Inbam Veedu. Natakam consists of Aramporul Inbam Veedu, 4 Urdi Porulgal. Prakaranam consists of 3, Prakaranam consists of 2, Ankam consists of 1. That is what is the essential characteristic of those dramas. When we go to the see the dramas, when you get the name, they don't simply say Mrichakatikam, they say Mrichakatika Prakaranam. So when it is said Mrichakatika Prakaranam, so let us take Tamil drama. When you say Mrichakatika Prakaranam, what to expect there, how it will be presented. So this sort of idea will be there. So we will be able to what to look for when you go to the drama. Say in those days there is no reviews, no books, no TVs, no information, etc. All the information we have to keep it in our mind. So in this situation, say there is no mic, there is no light. Light also is only the torch, that is the torch and Sulundu, illa Divati. அந்த தீவட்டியில் எவ்வளோ புகை இருக்கும், அந்த புகையில் ட்ராமா சீட்டு தெரியுமா தெரியாது, காற்றடிக்கும், அடிக்கிற காற்றுல அவன் பேசுகிற பேச்சுக்குமா. இவ்வளோ பாட்டு பாடுறதுக்கு காரணம் என்னென்னா, காற்றுல டயலாக் அடிச்சுன்னு போயிடும். அது பாடிண்டே இருந்தால் அந்த பாட்டில் என்ன ஆகும், ராகம் ஆலாபனை தாளம்னு அது மட்டுக்கும் திரும்பி பாடிண்டே இருக்கலாம். ஸோ அந்த பாடுறதுனால டயலாக் மிஸ் ஆகாமல் கேட்கறதுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல சான்ஸு, அந்த கதையினுடைய போக்கு மிஸ் ஆகாமல் இருக்கிறதுக்கு. ஸோ பாட்டு சும்மா போர் அடிக்கிறதுக்காக இல்லை, என்கேஜ் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் பாட்டு, கதையை மிஸ் ஆகாமல் கேட்கறதுக்கும் பாட்டு. It contributed a very essential aspect of following the drama in that particular characteristics. There are so many things. Of course, some of the people have started characterizing all those things. Okay, I will skip on to the actual Thanksgiving, for which is my purpose. I thank all the people who have connected with this, the Sanskrit, Kuppuswamy Sastry Research Institute, the staff of the Kuppuswamy Sastry Research Institute, the research scholars, and then other non-teaching staff members who all joined us, Madras Sanskrit Academy, in conducting this 2-day seminar. This seminar will give an opportunity for the students to understand what is the ancient modern Sanskrit dramas, what are the evolutions, how we can look for it, and Tadvidya Sambhashanam, as they say in Sanskrit, interaction with other scholars, interaction with other students and all those things. So, and V. Krishnamaya Education Trust and other people, all the people connected, the people who have made the endowments, and the volunteers who have helped. Okay, I thank all the people. I forget all those names. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll conclude this with a Mangalam by Ms. Lavanya V. Ishwar, Assistant Professor.
जीयात् संस्कृत सार्वभौम जयतात् श्री कुप्पुस्वामी भुदो जीयात् संस्कृत मंडले च सततम् तन्नाम्नि संस्था तथा आमार्ताण्ड हिमाचलौ भुवि स्थितौ या संस्थया धार्यते सेयं भारत संस्कृतिर्विजयतात् दद्यात् सदा मङ्गलम् सेयं भारत संस्कृतिर्विजयतात् दद्यात् सदा मङ्गलम्.